Hello everybody, and welcome. Today we are going to be looking at the dungeon memories of the Aoyama catacombs. This will be Fisher King's dungeon, as led by Ryota. Let us make our way over there now. And let us close this intro card. Yo, Azinu, and also Dat1 Froki. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's just make our way downtown, to the Aoyama catacombs. Top right button as usual to the dungeon list, and then we shall head over to the Aoyama cemetery. Okay, so, yeah, I have no idea how this will turn out. This should take place right after Chapter 11. Make sure you watch up to Chapter 11 before you see this, which is the end of the Warmongers chapter. So yeah, this is gonna be brand new, no hints at all of how it leads up to anything we've already seen. Hello, Godly Rival, we are about to begin the first memory. So, there's no hints about it so far, including no chapters we've ever seen, so let's just jump right in and not lollygag anymore. And hopefully the loading will be quick as usual. Yep. Oh, this place is like a maze. Hard to believe these catacombs are under Aoyama Cemetery all along. Hey, Prisma! Hello, hello. Frick, I haven't made it that far in story. I'm gonna go, oh, no, it's a good thing I warned you. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm more sorry that you even saw this much so far. No, for real, go ahead and watch Chapter 11. Everyone else is also in chat that has not seen Chapter 11 and everything before. Yes, please do. Just all the translated English chapters, go ahead and do that first. But yeah, let's resume. Even Shiro and Maria had no idea this place existed until recently. Think I'll really find what I'm looking for down here? Shiro told me everything he knew about what we were heading into. No, so it's not like I was unprepared, but still. Do we really have to go through here? Isn't there another less scary past? What do you think, Arathan? I don't know about you, but being surrounded by graves just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I keep imagining skeletons crawling out of their tombs, attacking us for disturbing their eternal slumber. But I'm not afraid. No, not really. I'm not afraid of the dark, and I can handle ghosts and zombies and things like that. I don't know. Every single set of memories we've seen before has been pretty horrifying and scary in their own right. So, now's the time. If any time to be scared, it's now. Wouldn't be the first time I've had to deal with them. Remember when me and Zabaniyya accidentally created the exception? Frankly, I actually don't. I don't remember Chapter 4 at all. It's all just a very hazy memory. Chapter 4 is probably the chapter I remember the least. And the dead started coming back to life as zombies and attacking us. I totally forgot, but have no fear. I don't let any zombies eat your brain. Oh, I'm glad you're with me. I actually was a little scared just now, but I'll be okay. As long as we stick together. I can't rely on you all the time, though. That's why I want to learn more about how to use this challenge from the memories here. Hold on. Did you hear that? Sounds like it's coming from just up ahead. Wait here a sec, okay? I'll go take a peek. Is it Furufumi? Something's definitely coming this way. What if it's a zombie, Arthur? Hey, it's Furufumi. Zombie Furufumi! The power of Christ compels you. I assure you that I am still very much among the living, Ryota Yakushimaru. Oh, Furufumi is... sorry, but your extremely negative aura... for that extremely negative aura, I must have mistaken me for a zombie quite easily. Sorry about that. I get a bit spooked. It's fine. You're not the first one to tell me that, as I do tend to skulk. At any rate, I'm gonna write you in my death note. What are you two doing down here anyways? Well, I'll give you two guesses. Hello, Edwin. Nice to see you again. Still have yet to see the first memory. I see. So you entered these catacombs from Aoyama Cemetery. I understand now. I was reading in the old school building until just a moment ago, but it would seem that there is definitely some enchantment in the place designed to summon me whenever a guide is needed. Huh, I see. So he's not just always, like, wandering here and he happens to find a new door every time. Something's actually summoning him as well. Of course, it's not unwelcome, given my predilection for exploring the old building and all its secrets. Not to mention... Hey, it's my story time, not yours. You're going to show us around then? Thanks, Fumi. Arthur filled me in. More ways than one. TMI. That is the long and short of it, yes. But you don't need to thank me. I'm merely fulfilling my duty as librarian. With that, Fumi proceeds to lead the two of you deeper into the catacombs. You find yourselves navigating the dungeon at a much swifter pace now, thanks in no small part to the lantern Fumi carries. Hope you all ordered your lanterns for this coin dungeon campaign. So, Ryota, like those before you, you have decided to seek out the owner of your sacred artifact, I presume. Perhaps you've already been briefed, but your artifact should begin to resonate as we near the memories you seek. I'll walk ahead and light the way so you can focus your full attention on listening for the call of your artifact. Hearing this, Ryota firmly clutches the chalice hanging from his neck. It isn't long before the resonance begins, drawing the three of you down a seemingly endless winding path. You're not sure how long you've been walking. It could have been an hour or two, or even 3. When suddenly, you find yourselves facing a strange, shadowy figure. Hey, it's Ryota again. Not quite what I expected. Is someone standing there? I can only see a shadow. Maybe I'm too close to the lantern. Would one of you check for me? No problem. Hello? Is this anyone? Huh? Ryota, you okay? Oh, this is turning out exactly as that did with the others, indeed. I'm seeing double. The three of you take defensive stances and watch unwarily as a figure who greatly resembles Ryota approaches you. His shuffling, unsteady footsteps are more reminiscent of someone with a limp, though, than any sort of undead specter as everyone is fearing. And sure enough, whoa! Are you okay, buddy? The figure stumbles, and Ryota dashes forward to help him keep his balance. However, the second the two make contact, the shadowy catacombs around you vanish in a burst of blinding light. Alright, our first memory. I've always preferred being in the company of friends. Or, well, anyone really, to being alone. But especially friends. My friends are all cooler and smarter and better at sports than me, but so what? That just means I'm lucky to have them. Especially since I'm so ordinary. Unlike them, I don't have any special talents or characteristics. I'm just boring old me. And that's how I've always felt. I've never thought I'd be the best at anything. I never thought I'd be anyone special. At least, not until my skill evolution, not until you came along. That's when I thought, for the first time, that maybe I could actually do great things. So, Ryota Yakushimaru, I hear you are interested in joining the Missionaries. Sure am. Ooh, interesting. Well, by the looks of you, I dare say you haven't seen much in the way of combat. Do you have any special skills? The Zeden count? I can eat a lot. I'm also pretty good at making friends. I mean, I have a ton of them. I see. So you're very sociable, yes. Good with people. Alright, and what power does your sacred artifact have? To be honest, I don't really know. I was hoping someone in the guild could help me figure that out. That's a chalice, is it? Interesting. And what is the motivation behind applying with us? I just want to make more friends. At least 100. Okay, Korikio. Oh, and I'm hoping I'll eat a bunch of Choji's curry too.
Excuse me, Captain. I'll take it from here. Lord Zabaniyya. Well, if you're sure. But why the sudden interest? I could hear from across the chapel for one, but for another, I simply had to see the challenge of yours for myself. Our guild fights a ceaseless battle, passed from old hands to new across generations, the eradication of sin in Aoyama. Therefore, I expect great things from you, Ryota. All the more so if that challenge of yours is the genuine article. Now, show me what you can do. To arms!
And with that, you're back in the shadowy catacombs, Zabaniyya's proclamation still ringing in your ears. The three of you are silent for a moment as you process what you've just seen. You tried to join the Missionaries. What about the Summoners? What about me? Hold on. I'm just as curious about that as you are. But first things first, where'd the other me go? I guess that was the representation of memory then?
Don't you know anything, kid? Wait. Gotta sound kingly. Is there a kingly way to say that? I ain't cut out for this. Bit hard to sound proper when you grew up with sailors and fishmongers. All I know is the sea. Anyway. Allow me to answer the question for you, you honored subjects, blessed with, powers beyond your age. Yeah, that works.
A booming voice echoes through the catacombs, shaking dust and cobwebs from the ceiling. It's the sort of voice that suddenly makes you feel small and defenseless as soon as you hear it. Yet you forget your fear for a moment when you notice that the chalice hanging from Ryota's neck is now glowing twice as bright.
Every last shadow that lingers in this crypt is a memory of the past. It is a remnant of death, worn away to little more than... Wait a minute. I know you. You're...
Okay, so the shadows are going to be the representations of memories here. I thought it'd be like maybe the coffins or the graves or something, but I guess we're just going to see silhouettes for the rest of this.
Yep. Fisher King, at your service. Rightful bearer of the original chalice and the sacred spear. But never mind that right now. The chalice gives you power over death and rebirth, and heals wounds to boot, all in exchange for a suitable sacrifice. That's why I was sealed away, see? My very existence breaks the rule of the game held in these parts.
The death and rebirth and heals wounds to boot. Is there something wrong with that? I mean... Yeah, I don't really understand how that contradicts the game per se. The appearance of this man who calls himself Fisher King has a drastic effect on the catacombs, which gradually began to change before your eyes. It would seem that yet another path has opened up somewhere in this underground labyrinth. Alright. So, it seems that the power of rebirth somehow contradicts the rules of the game. Exceptions seem to be specifically marked for incompatible with the game for some reason. For some reason, it seems like a bit of a retcon in terms of... Let's just go see the second memory, but it seems like a bit of a retcon in terms of exceptions were declared before to be some sort of contradiction of rules, but now it's being implied that they just don't fit into the game. Wait, death and rebirth? Ryota gapes at the Fisher King in apparent disbelief. Does he not have a national name? You mean I can bring people back to life? Really? This chalice can do that. I had no idea. All this time I've just been using it to make pudding, heal cuts and scrapes, and other things like that. Oh, but if it's rebirth as in zombify, like what happened that one time, then never mind. That's a big nope for me.
Nah, that whole hullabaloo was a result of your attempt to perform a miracle without paying the cost. When used correctly, your artifact can indeed restore life to one who's passed, in the truest and most capable sense.
Then, please, Your Majesty, teach me how to do that. Anything that'll help me be useful to the summoners. Or at least, anything that'll help me save Arathan. Did the Ryota AR ever rerun? I can't remember. But if it did, he never actually received an Evo during that time.
An admiral's sentiment, but I'm afraid that's a no can do.
What? No way! He turned me down just like that! What should we do, Arathan? Hey, Fisher King! What would it take you to get you to talk? There's gotta be something you want. As long as the retcon is done in a clever way, then it's fine. We were under the impression that exceptions were caused by contradictions, but now Fisher King's like saying,
it wasn't like that. It was just because you didn't pay the cost.
I was like, it's not quite what I thought it was before, but okay, sure. I'm pretty sure it was because, Ryota had like infinite healing and Zabaniyya was infinite pain and suffering, and there's a contradiction there. But, whatever floats your boat. He's shaking like a leaf. You must have scared the pants off of him, Arathan. I guess? Wait, that was him being scared?
Such kindness and dignity of bearing a reminiscent of the legendary knight, Quan. Not to mention that remarkable sword. Well, ain't this a pickle? I'm a sucker for a request from a knight. Always have been. It's in me blood. One of me great grandkids, Galahad, even went on to become a knight. That's how bloody strong the toe ought to be.
Is it just me, or did he switch personalities there? You're kind of a chatty one, huh?
No, I ain't. I'm not. Just forget you heard that, alright? But, anyway, as I was saying, I wouldn't be so uncouth as to turn down a knight's earnest request without good reason.
Yes, I'm putting on an accent now.
However, exceptions ain't supposed to exist in this here Tokyo, as they threaten to the continuation of the game. And the bigwigs at the top consider any power of the resurrection other than the loop resets to be game-breaking, straight up.
Okay, so that's where the contradiction is. Or the problem. It's not that it's somehow, like, problematic for the game itself, it's just that they only want loops to be the kind of source of resetting. Whereas Resurrection kind of lets you pseudo reset things without actually putting people in the loop.
That's why I got sealed away in Plane of Nihility, like all the other exceptions.
Oh, okay, confirmation right there, bam. That they're all part of the Plane of Nihility. It's not just a Yokes of Thought thing with the old ones. So what you're saying is, anyone who shows any sign of knowing how to reverse death is liable to be removed. And that is the reason you refuse to teach Ryota how to unlock said power, yes? So they're saying that if Ryota learns, they'll remove him from the game? That seems like a bit much. Well, I definitely don't want to get sealed away. I'd miss my friends too much.
Now don't go giving up so easy. Bolster their spirits, lad. That friend, there's only half right.
Oh? I'm usually completely right. How dare you?
See, rules only manifest when they got a role to go with them, just like how sacred artifacts only work right when the price is paid. And that price is a sacrifice anyone could look at and be like, yeah, that's about right for the miracle I just saw. A kid like you's got no business with nothing such things. Wanna know why? Look no further than that alternate past of yours.
Oh? So we're gonna be looking at a past where we were more, or Ryota is more useful with straight up providing people. Another me!
Like an old tomb in a library, or an old scar on a warrior. Memories of the past linger down here. They haunt the place. What you're seeing is the past self from another loop. A you who fought tooth and nail to protect the people he loved. He sacrificed himself to save everyone around him.
Spoiler.
Understand? That's what it means to have your role of the paladin. Go on, touch his hand or something. Remember the Ryota Yakushima who lived and died as a true paladin.
So all the silhouettes will be seeing as Ryota specifically then. Ryota extends a hand toward his shadow twin without hesitation, and as he makes contact, memories and emotions of a past long forgotten begin to color over the reality around you. In the myth, the Fisher King got stabbed, and that made his kingdom land become barren. Huh. I'm not even sure what world the Fisher King is supposed to be a part of. The scene that materializes from these colors show Ryota finishing the guild entrance exams administered by Zabaniyya and the other missionaries. The sky above Aoyama Cemetery darkens abruptly, and you watch as rain, black as soot, begins to pelt the ground like tears shed in grief. Black rain?
This hell we call a city is overflowing with sadness. Let us mourn the dead. Let us lament the sins of the past.
Let our tears keep the memories of the fallen world fresh and alive within us, that we may never forget what became of us. What the? What's with this rain? And was that a trumpet I just heard? Where'd that... King Arthur mythos. Interesting. A colossal figure suddenly appears in Aoyama Cemetery. The dominating the landscape. Ryota lets out a shriek of terror in spite of himself.
Black rain is the herald of the Dark Angel. No. It's flowing inside me, poisoning me. Please, stop! These are not my memories. This is not my grief to bear.
Mind control rain only in Housamo. That's what it was? Was there rain in the original chapter 4? I don't even remember. This is a really bad time to not remember chapter 4. Hearing Zabaniyya's cries, the executive officers of the Aoyama Guild rush forward to help.
An exception? Have mercy! What is happening to Zabaniyya?
Perhaps his rule collided with the Ryota's, and he's lost control. Regardless, Lord Zabaniyya, please get hold of yourself. I don't understand. Did I do something wrong?
No, this is not your fault, Ryota. This is all... He's in so much pain he can hardly speak. Can you use your sacred artifact to help him, Maria?
Of course, Lord Ursulan. I will take on half of the Lord Zabaniyya's pain immediately.
Perhaps...
Perhaps you can take on that Titan in the meantime.
I will do what I can. Guild members prepared to stand and fight. To my side! As for you, Ryota. Never mind the Wizen House for now. You too must do your part as a new member of the Aoyama Guild.
Right! Hush now, Lord Zabaniyya. Allow me to lessen your burden. Thorns of Golgotha! This pain! I feel as if my heart is being ripped in two! Pools of blood spill from the Titan's feet, and from within them, innumerable misshapen creatures steadily rise, quickly forming a veritable horde of the undead. Their numbers are so great that they seem to blot out the horizon, eventually becoming not unlike a tidal wave that spills out from atop the cemetery gates.
Strange. There's something about them that defies reality. Could it be that they're...
Suddenly, a pillar of searing white light appears before the horde, blocking off the path of their escape. Is this Jacob? Every last one of them grinds to a halt, afraid to take another step. Hey, there he is. He definitely didn't show up in chapter 4.
My apologies for the delay, friends and colleagues, but I am here to assist. Glad you could make it, Jacob, or would we be without your wayward guildmaster? Now, Azazel, can you tell me whether these undead are truly the threat they appear to be? I suspect they're but an illusion.
Correct. A clever ruse, but the eyes of a farseer cannot be deceived. These are not reanimated dead, but incorporeal shadows. Is that what they are? We thought they were zombies all this time and no one ever corrected us, but now we're hearing otherwise. Which means there has been no collision. What we are seeing is simply the memory of an exception that once occurred. So, when we were witnessing the zombies, they were actually just memories from Fisher King when you took up. But a memory cannot exist without a being to recall it. We are seeing this because someone is remembering it. What we perceive as rains are tears, the tears of an archangel. Judging by their color, I believe the mortar to be Israfil. My lack of sight means that I perceive light differently. This makes me better suited to divining its true nature. For this reason, I think it appropriate that I lead the charge here. I shall guide the people of Aoyama with my fist of light. So he's the missionary guild master. An old memory come to life. That's exactly like what's happening down here, wouldn't you say? Come to think of it, the warmongers did something similar, but their method was a little different. Did they? I mean, the warmongers controlled them through memories, but manifesting like that, I don't remember them doing that.
Stories of paladins and knights are always the same. Bonds from the past that result in bloody cycles of revenge. Still, if you want to find out what happened before this, what happened after, and the conclusion to it all, you'll have to push on, brave knights, and head deeper into the catacombs. This old tomb has lots more stories to tell.
Oh, 30 minutes in and we're only 2 memories. I'm done. This is gonna be large. Alright, the 3rd memory. Let's go. Hey, it's Bale and I don't recognize the left one at all. You find yourselves confronting demonic shadows at every turn as you make your way through the catacombs. Yet Ryota needs only reach out and touch these shadowy figures to dispel them in a burst of brilliant light, which in turn manifests into a new memory of the past for you to witness.
The homunculi of the Roppongi Guild are attacking. Protect the portal at all costs.
Several days have passed since the illusion outbreak at Aoyama Cemetery, which Azazel, Jacob, and the other executive officers of the Missionaries only just managed to bring under control. During this time, they have tried and failed to pinpoint the person responsible for the incident, perhaps because their efforts have been hampered by the ongoing guild battles. We may not be fighting on the front lines, but our place in this battle is just as important. Ready, Ryota? Yep. Gotta say though, distributing food to all these stray transients sure is hard work. You must be exhausted, Choji. A bit. But I can't stand to see people go hungry. Nothing beats knowing that the food I cook is just feeding the needy. I totally get that. You're a real lifesaver, you know. You saved from hungry more times than I can count, too. Well, save might be a stretch. Come to think of it, I'm always the one getting help. Everyone around me is off doing great things, but I'm just a sponge. Also, in the story, the king can be healed if a knight asks how he got injured. Huh, interesting. I don't know anything about the story, but it seems like a lot of you have done your research. I'm just kind of here, like a sack of potatoes in the corner. I wish I could do more to support everyone. The curry's ready. This should feed at least 200. Do give me a holler when the pot's running low. And don't you go sneaking any spoonfuls. I've got a big bowl waiting for you right here, for after the job's done. What do you take me for, Choji? I would never do that. I'm a member of the Missionaries now. I might be a greedy guts, but I'm sure not going to steal someone else's food. Not unless I get really hungry, I think. Kidding! Oh, very funny. I'm watching you. Anyway, I'll be out distributing meals too, so I'll see you later, okay? Be careful out there. We've had a lot of guilds trying to take over our portal as of late, especially those tycoons. They really have it in for us. No, don't worry. I'll be in contact with the others at first sight of danger. I know better than to try fighting on my own. Waving goodbye to Choji with a self-deprecating grin, Ryota heaves a large stock pot brimming of curry onto a wheeled cart and heads off to distribute it within his assigned area. That area being a certain park in Shibuya Ward. As Ryota approaches it, he calls out loudly to all stray transients in the vicinity. Line up, everybody! I hope you're hungry, because I've got a pot full of hot curry, fresh from the Aoyama Guild kitchens. There you go. Enjoy. Next! Ah, here you are. Careful, it's piping hot. Among the people lining up at the carts is a transient with a very badly injured arm. It me. And a bowl of curry for you. Oh, hey. You okay there? Ryota appears at the transient in concern. His wound looks fresh and quite serious, and the steaming bowl of curry slips right through his fingers. No worries. Hey, here, you can have another bowl. You don't want to miss out. My friend Choji's the best cook in Tokyo. That's strange. How are we only seeing him in this chapter? We should have seen him before, but... did the events turn out so differently that we didn't even meet him in the first chapter? Just give me a sec. I'm gonna go grab a new stack of bowls. Because Ryota was the first person we saw. And he was the one who guided us there. But without Ryota, if things turned out differently, then there's a good chance we never met anyone else from Shinjuku Academy. Did we walk away? Sorry about that. I hear you. Huh? Gone. Hey! Did anyone see where the transient who was just at the front of the line went? No? I hope he'll be okay. That arm looked like it was pretty badly hurt.
Hey, I didn't give curry. My belly, empty.
Right, sorry. Just wait in line. I'll get to you in a jiffy.
How long is a jiffy precisely? I've been waiting for half an hour. And don't you dare let that pot run dry before I get to it. If you got the energy to yell, then trade places with me. I'm about to drop dead for bunker over here. Huh? This energy because I hangry. You selfish.
Hey, I know you're all hungry, but fighting's not gonna help. Let's all just take a deep breath and...
shut up! Alright. What's going on here? Oh, it's a new kid, Captain.
Thank you. I'll handle this.
Well, Ryota?
We were notified of a disturbance inside the portal. What's the situation? Situation? I'm not sure I'd go that far, but... Well, just out of curiosity, what would happen if a fight broke out here?
The distribution would have to be called off, of course, until we could confirm whether any Tycoon agents were involved. We might even have to cancel the practice for good, if it seems likely to pose a threat to the safety of the guild.
He got injured by the bleeding spear. He got hit in the groin.
What?
Are you talking about Fisher King? I don't know his story, but that sounds like it'd be extremely painful. A shudder ripples through the crowd of stray transients, who have been watching the conversation play out with rapt attention, but Ryota turns towards him and smiles reassuringly. Well, don't worry. Nothing like that's gonna happen here. These folks are just hungry. I can't help being a little impatient.
I hope you're telling the truth, new kid. You do realize that our guild doesn't take kindly to liars, right?
Of course. I'm being totally honest here.
Ryota, you. What? Angels, protect the perimeter! We've been breached!
Yeah, that's what you're doing. This is fun.
We're homunculite to make it this far. Their commander must be close. Be vigilant. And Ryota!
Wow, I'd be a goner for sure if you guys hadn't protected me. Thanks.
Come, my darklings. Together we shall take the Aoyama portal for the Tycoons. Is that Bale I spy over there? Here to cause trouble for me, are you? Oh, I wouldn't dream of it, Prime Minister. I'm just curious as to why you're participating in this counter skirmish.
Oh, I guess that was Lucifuge silhouette from earlier.
As I understand it, you only join the fray personally when your opponent is your master, or one of equal standing to yourself. Correct. If you must know, I thought I sensed the Lightbringer's presence here. How can I not investigate further? I see. You never failed to keep things interesting, Lucifuge. Of course, the hierarchy must be preserved. Regrettably, it would seem that my efforts have been in vain. My master is not among these sorry fools. But how could I have been mistaken? The aura of the Supreme Being, the one and only fallen angel of the deepest valley of Housamo. It is unforgivable. I, Lucifuge, am duty-bound to serve and protect my master, particularly in his current state. You and everyone else in Tokyo. That's what this war is all about, isn't it? Everyone is fighting over him.
Well, it looks like, what's it called? Lucifuge might be already in know somehow.
And as the world plunges into chaos, Paladins rise up to bear this into the world, hoping to spare it from its fate. Isn't it just the most beautiful of tragedies? That transient who dropped the curry. That was you, wasn't it, Harrison?
You didn't even recognize me. Guess I never joined the academy. I was in pretty bad shape, huh? Perhaps, unlike in the other memories we've witnessed previously, you were attacked before you could make it to Shinjuku. I mean, we were in fact attacked before we met Ryota, I believe.
Yikes. Glad we're not in that loop anymore. Still, at least we found each other. That we became friends eventually.
X stood out.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Sometimes the order of events is crucial in determining their outcome. I should know. Once in my homeland, I helped the traveling knight in distress. But, well, let's just say things turned bad.
Is this what you're alluding to? So, he in the story, the king can be healed, and the knight asked how he got injured, but he got injured by a bleeding spear.
See, before we even met, fate had already set in stone the catastrophic end to our acquaintance.
Whoa, what happened?
Never you mind. This ain't the time. You have further to go down memory lane before you're done here. On with ya!
These are rather long, actually. I know they're only 15 minutes each, but like, you know, going at this rate, it should be over 2 hours at this point when we finish. Let us see the fourth memory. But you know, I guess it's fine. It's not like we are supposed to see it all at once. Marie and Choji. Ryota reaches out to shadowy figures in front of him. As he makes contact, memories and emotions of a past long forgotten begin to overtake reality around you. Wow, everything's taking place in the Aoyama Guild. You see Ryota, Maria, Choji, and Kimun Kamui huddled around a table in Aoyama Guild meeting room, staring down the aftermath of a gruesome kitchen massacre. Oh, Kimun's already here. Well, maybe Kimun was always with them, but we never saw them in Chapter 4. It had been a long and messy fight, spawning an excessive number of failed plans, but ultimately culminating in a trio of small desserts now lined up on the table before them. Ryota peers into one of the cups, takes note of the top layer of sugar caramelized into perfection, and gives a satisfied nod.
Wow, these sure smell good, if nothing else.
Yes, by all appearances, you made 3 exemplary creme brulees.
Yep, I couldn't have made them better myself. At least, in terms of presentation.
It kinda sounds like you 3 are doubting if these desserts are gonna taste any good. Or am I just being paranoid? Let's see. Smell good if nothing else. Appearance looks nice. Yeah. Damn. I mean, they're not poisoned, so have a little faith. If they look and smell good, they must taste good too, right? That is normally the case, yes. So, who'll do the honors? Not even Maria. Huh? You mean you're not gonna try them together? Sorry, Ryota. My taste buds are on fritz after all those cooking fails you gave me to sample while you were baking. Think you could try it for us? I mean, it's only polite to make sure your food is up to scratch before serving it, right? As for me, I am afraid I too will have to politely decline. I don't think I could, eat another bite. You intend to present these to the angels on the guild, yes? I will pray for your success.
Oh, in that case, feel free to hold on to my share too. You know, just in case you don't have enough to go around. Gotta go bye!
Sure, thanks. I'm hoping this will help me make friends with them. But first, the all-important taste test. Marie and Choji watch with bated breath as Ryota takes a spoon in hand, wraps the edge of it against the caramel topping, and plunges it down into the creamy yellow filling within. Then, making sure he has a good bit of both cream and caramel piled onto his spoon, he lifts the creme brulee to his lips and tips it into his mouth. Yo, Startalks, hello. How is it, Ryota? Glancing among his friends' anxious faces, Ryota takes a deep breath before giving his honest answer. It's actually pretty good. Like, not amazing or anything, but yeah, it's definitely creme brulee. Excellent. I'm so proud of you, Ryota. Now all you need to do is repeat the process until you have enough for everyone. Thanks for all the help, you two. I couldn't have done it without you. I hate to ask, but do you think you could help me with the rest too? Of course we will. It'll go so much faster if we work together. We'll have them ready for today's afternoon tea. Yay! Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is it. I'm gonna make so many friends. Just think, 100 new pals. Maybe even 1,000. Then I'll master how to use my chalice, find that ninja transient, and heal his arm.
Oh, well, if it isn't Ryota, what are you doing here?
A group of angels enter the meeting room and, upon seeing Ryota, Foster greeted him with noticeable reluctance. In fact, by the way they shuffle their feet and glance repeatedly at the door, it's clear that they are all very eager to get away from him. Oh no! Well, I made some desserts. Enough for everyone. I thought we could enjoy a little snack together.
That's very kind, but no thank you. We don't have time to snack just now. We have work to do.
Wait! Can't we be friends? Why do you always avoid me? By the way, my favorite character, you should be able to infer. Like, take 3 guesses. look around my channel. Look around my comments. I'm sure you'll be able to tell.
If I've done something to offend you.
Wrong person. If I've done something to offend you, please, just tell me. I'll do whatever it takes to fix it so we can all get along.
Must we be friends? Why do you care so much if we are?
I mean, we're in the same guild. It'd be pretty sad if I couldn't be friends with my own guildmates.
I see.
Pardon the interruption, but may we have a word with you, young Ryota?
Lord Zabaniyya, Azazel, of course, please excuse us. This way, please. There's something we need to discuss with you right away.
Bewildered, Ryota follows Zabaniyya and Azazel into a room packed with guild's executive officers.
Tell me, do you recall what happened on the day of your guild entrance examination? I'm certain you must. It's not so easy to forget, after all. That terrible illusion, produced by a third party we have yet to identify. Well, it was no party trick. It actually happened, just in a different timeline. Angels were raised from the dead by the wrong hand, coming back as zombies in great numbers. But this memory has scarred some of them members so much that, even now, they're afraid to leave the rooms.
I see. Zabaniyya pauses to glance grimly around at the faces of those assembled. Only half the usual number of attendees are present. I don't understand. By the wrong hand? What does that mean?
We have already experienced death in this Tokyo many times over, and been resurrected by the hand of the Almighty.
So they're aware of the loops already, somehow? Maybe they mean metaphorically, I'm not sure.
But this was different. To pious angels, the infallen, the idea of being awoken from death before Judgment Day is hell itself.
That is why the Dark Angel Israfil shed dark tears of mourning upon the scene. Sorry, who?
Israfil, the angel who bound me in these chains when I fell. Eden's herald of Judgment Day. So you see, the reason the angels have been avoiding you is your artifact, which is the same as the one owned by the Fisher King. I heard some people with ties to Tirnanog discussing him. In short, ever since I realized that your chalice is not of Eden, they felt a bit of an aversion to you. It reminds them of past traumas, and they fear nothing. They fear that you'll drag them down an unholy path to unsanctified resurrection.
Oh, wow. I had no idea. I didn't even realize some of the angels were holding up in rooms like that. I guess this is one problem dessert really can't solve, huh? No wonder they don't want to be friends. I shouldn't have been trying so hard. I'm sure it just scared them even more.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Ryota. You had no way of knowing, especially since you only recently joined the ranks.
Thanks, Zabaniyya. Hey, can I ask a favor? Actually, make that 2 favors.
Of course. I'll be glad to help you in any way I can.
Could you deliver these creme brulees I made to the angels who won't leave the rooms? 2 things always brighten my day.
Ryota, that's very kind of you. I'll do just that. And the second favor?
I want to join in the fight to protect the portal. Can I? Please.
Why, of course. We'd be happy to have you. I will let the others know. Rest assured that it won't be long before everyone in the guild sees you as one of us. Ryota. Zabaniyya sees to your requests. Why don't you and I have a little chat as well, one-on-one?
Sure. What did you want to talk about?
I happen to have exceptional foresight. I know that you'll deepen your bonds with your guildmates before long. Be warned. When you inevitably ally yourself with an enemy to angel kind, the time will come to make a hard choice.
What?
Consider this a life lesson from one who fell from favoring humankind. Love for one side can only truly be expressed by a lack of love for the other. In other words, to give your love to all is the same as having love for none.
That's a huge call out to Ryota's character.
The system of this world is designed to proceed automatically down the path that leads to happiness for the majority. But any attempt to appease a majority that will inevitably produce a minority as well. The beloved many, the unloved few. There was once an archangel who, unable to accept this truth, challenged the Almighty and was banished from Eden as a result.
Was this Shaitan?
This battle left the archangel battered and broken. I wonder what you would make of someone like that. On an unrelated note, I have a message for you from our guildmaster. It is as follows. You are one of us now. Challenges to test your faith may await, but I pray that you will not let them break you. That is all.
Is Ryota my worst boy? Among my summoners, he's down there, but he's not the worst. The worst would be Hanuman. So, he's not the worst. I can say that much for Ryota. I can give him that much.
That creme brulee looks so good. I'll have to get Maria and Choji to teach me how to make it.
Ryota, I really don't think that's the most important takeaway from what we just saw. That is my reaction, seriously. I've got so many questions. Like, where do we go when we die?
What are you talking about? Brave Knight. If you seek the afterlife, well, you're standing in it.
Wait, what? Are you saying... You don't mean... Are we dead?
No, you nincompoop. That's... What I'm getting at is, think about it. Consider the situation you're in. What did you just see?
Memories of past loops. Memories of a world that is no more.
Exactly. Normally, the afterlife is shaped by beliefs and laws that exist within a given world. But here in Tokyo, the afterlife is just a place where memories of past loops are left to linger.
Where memories of past loops are left to linger.
Swept away by the great flood of time, the remembrances of the dead wash up right here, in this old crypt.
So these are essentially... the memories of the dead kind of would be like the afterlife then, right? So a storage of all these memories, in effect, would then actually be like the afterlife. I see what he's trying to say.
The angels in your vision knew this too. They understood that time within Tokyo is doomed to loop over and over.
They already knew? I thought they weren't privy to that knowledge. Well, maybe that's just an assumption on my part. Maybe they just never acted on that knowledge. I mean, after all, they did have like some pretty big, some bigwigs are like Jacob and Maria. And Jacob is a world type, right? So he probably has a world pillar. So in effect, he should also remember everything from past loops. And if he's a guild leader, then there's a good chance the rest of the guild remembers too. So maybe they just didn't do anything about it after all in the end.
And it's actually my rule that caused all that chaos. Didn't mean for it to happen. but when the chalice gets overfull. Anyway, it does not happen often, so I wouldn't worry. You bounce back in that timeline, and you'll bounce back again.
Thanks, Fisher King. Being reassured by royalty makes me feel kind of special somehow. Oh, and speaking of sweets, I actually brought some with me. Classic. Chapter 4, Azazel alluded to knowing about the loop at the end. How does everyone remember Chapter 4 except me? But yeah, I mean, Azazel knows a lot, so even if he didn't know, he would know. Even if he didn't remember, he would know just by being able to gather a lot of information at once, kind of like Miyaki. Same goes for Njal. I see. It's weird. Even though they knew all this time, they didn't hint at it at all. I guess they just feel it's kind of futile to really do anything about it. I don't know about the rest of you, but all this talk is making me hungry. And I brought enough to share, so dig in. You really want to be eating in a graveyard, a cemetery, the catacombs? Really? Plenty for you as well, Fisher King. When it comes to snacks, my motto is, the more the merrier.
Appreciate it, kid. By which I mean, I'm grateful for the offer, but tribute won't be necessary at present. Still, the next memory can wait. You should take some time and rest up while you can. Fisher King's orders.
What is that ending supposed to be? It's just like bright light, then the screen shakes. Like, what's happening exactly? Alright, the fifth memory, Fisher King. A new area is unlocked. I mean, usually I would assume it's this, but yeah, we're gonna be seeing Arsenal now. Ryota reaches out to a shadowy figure in front of him. As he makes contact, memories and emotions of a past long forgotten begin to overtake the reality around you. Hey, training.
That's right. Now move your right arm in sweeping motion. Good, just like that. And then follow through with your left. Come on, Ryota. Where's your energy? Jacob has twice your spirit, and he just returned from a long journey.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I can. We're getting Eden lore. That's nice because Titan confuses me. I mean, it's nice that we're reviewing a lot more of the Aoyamas just because I mean, I barely remember anything about that chapter. That probably tells me a lot in terms of not much actually happened. So this is kind of like take two, a more modern review of what's going on with this group.
All right, Ryota, you can have a little rest. But if you're going to lie down, make sure you wash off all that sweat first.
Remind me, why am I doing this again? How's learning martial arts going to help me cheer up the angels who are traumatized by what they saw?
Sparring like this is an excellent distraction, and nothing lifts the spirit quite like vigorous exercise. Besides, becoming a worthy sparring partner is as much for your benefit as for theirs. Didn't you volunteer to help defend the portal? To do that, you'll need to know how to defend yourself first. After all, healers are the first to be targeted in open combat. And the conflict has been escalating as of late, and particularly with our neighbor in the Roppongi Guild. However, it would seem that you are not well suited to the martial arts. You tend to concede the win to your opponent.
Awooga! Yeah, I guess so. Why do the tycoons hate us so much? Did something happen between our guilds?
To think. I think part of it comes from the nature of our organizations. The church and the crown always seek to outstrip one another. It probably doesn't help that we share a border either. Neighbors often tend to find reasons to hate one another.
That's so sad. Couldn't we just, I don't know, find a way to get along?
If only.
Well, anyway, I'm so exhausted from all the training that I don't even want to think about fighting anymore right now.
Embrace the exhaustion. The sacrifice lies at the heart of every worthy endeavor.
Ryota as a gladiator in the Colosseum. Who do you think would win? Do you think I'll win? I mean, I don't know anything about your fighting capabilities, but Ryota's pretty busted in game, so. Sacrifice?
Oh, yes. Have you never seen two bitter rivals fight until they are both on the brink of death?
So, is Ryota gonna learn about sacrifice here, which will unlock his power?
Only to then collapse in dirt, laughing and crying. All the enmity gone, with only friendship in its place to fill the void. Such occurrences demonstrate the cruel and beautiful truth of this world, that to lose is to gain. Peace can only be achieved through war. We believe that something cannot come from nothing, and so that tenet is made manifest. In short, there are times when one must fight, lest one lose everything.
Jacob's halo looks like a familiar halo to Jaco from Guilty Gear. I actually don't really remember what's called. I know we just talked about it, I don't remember Jacob having a halo.
And that is all the more reason to have the basic understanding of the ways of combat. Now, to continue with our...
Well, this sounds like a mighty interesting conversation. Mind if I join in, Ruslan?
Oh, I know that voice anywhere. Of course, they did invite the man here, so it's hardly a surprise. But welcome, my friend.
Huh? Are we friends now? Oh, it's Arslan.
Are we friends now? I thought we were rivals. Dalai Avarga, at your service. I hope you're ready to roll, Arslan, because today's the day we settle the old score. Hola, amigos! I received a call from the #1 luchador under the sun, so here I am. If it's a sparring partner you need, I implore you to let me into the ring, Jacob. I shall show you the mat in great detail.
The halo in Jacob's hands. Oh, no wonder I didn't notice it. You find is to lose, and to lose is find. That is the way of Castle Oblivion. Yeah, neat. Did I miss a memo or something? What are these two doing here?
Well, Avarga here is a master of Bulk, or Mongolian wrestling, which has seen tremendous popularity in Xanadu. And, as he himself has alluded, Hombre Tigre is a Lucha Libre champion. Perhaps you are unaware, Ryota. But the Aoyama training hall is frequented by some of the most talented fighters in all of Tokyo.
Yeah, I would be unaware of that. You'd think there'd be something the Berserkers would do. Then again, Berserkers kind of do it for show.
I'm just here because Arslan keeps begging me to tell him what I know about the chalice. With great knowledge comes great responsibility, as they say. I guess this lad's the owner of it, then. Nice to meet you, kid. Didn't you know there's something just like that over in Tirnanog? A friend of mine from over there.
Tirna what? Wait, I've heard that name before.
It's the fairy realm, where eternal youth is prized above all else, and the young conquer the old to keep the cycle going. At least, that's how Balor tells it. He also told me about the chalice. What did he say again? Something like...
Is this a flashback within flashback?
Calling it a chalice isn't quite right. It's actually the cauldron of the Daiga, or the cauldron of abundance. Then those Eden fanatics have another name for it too, from their beliefs, the Holy Grail. But that's not right either. Its capabilities are quite profound. Namely, miracles like healing incurable wounds and bringing the dead back to life.
I know Balor had his event just super recently, but I already forgot how his voice sounds. LOL, man, Tiger. That laugh even felt. I just called Ombre from his English name. Are you alright, Ryota? You've gone all quiet all of a sudden. Oh, yeah. Just, listening attentively. Your ability to deceive is lacking, I'm afraid. You are overcome with sadness. It is plain as day to perceive. Is it really that obvious? It just doesn't sit right with me, having to fight. Having to lose something just to gain something else.
Cruel as it may be, that is the nature of reality, as you know. You've always allowed others to steal your glory, and in doing, you've come to feel inferior to those around you.
Yeah, that does seem like Ryota. Eventualmente hablaría español así, pero es chulo que le I don't understand, but for those that do understand, hopefully you can get what he's trying to say.
That is the reason
you believe the things you have were not properly earned.
You want to win,
but not if it means taking something from another.
You would much prefer to be on equal footing.
Yeah. The Dagda's Cauldron, one of the 4 sacred objects brought to Ireland by the Tuatha de Danann, provided unlimited food and sustenance. Wow, you guys, where do you guys even do this extra research for? Do you just like Google it while playing this game? I kind of just, well, you know, maybe I would too, but I don't have the luxury since it's training.
Like it or not, Ryota, you already fighting.
It is simply that your battle pertains to something less overt. Huh? What do you mean?
You long to meet someone worthy of fighting alongside. A comrade in arms. And I believe you will, in time.
I don't know. You think? Is he referring to us?
It's all in the way you perceive your fate. You would not accept a loss for your own gain. But if you should gain something first, then you are willing to give something else in exchange. You would not steal or allow yourself to be stolen from, but you would accept help and lend a helping hand in turn.
Well, Jacob's name is from the Bible. Yeah, that's what he's a reference from. He's a Christian figure.
The result is the same. It is merely that the order of the events is reversed, and yet, that alone changes everything. When you find someone who shares this worldview, I believe you will also have found the comrade for whom you yearn.
Huh. You really think you'll find someone like that? I watch a lot of mythology videos, OSP. Oh, neat. Okay. Guess we all have interesting hobbies. But yeah, as Jacob's putting it, it seems that in this world you gotta take in order to get ahead. But in Ryota's case, what he wants is to receive the benefits first before he accepts anything like taking away from someone else. Even if I did, I'd probably just disappoint them. All I can do is heal wounds within the app. I don't have much to offer.
That is a matter of perspective, incidentally. On my recent travels, I heard a rumor of a stray transient, badly wounded, and currently taking shelter with the Arakawa Guild. They say this individual appears human, blending in with the crowd.
Is that the Barghest Guild?
It is very likely that this is the person you encountered while distributing food the other day.
It says he has a twin brother. Interesting.
Wait, really? So then... Break time's over, Ryota. It's back to training for you.
Hold on a sec. I haven't finished talking to... Fine. I'm coming. Just get off of me. You're so oily. OSP. I may want to look that up later. Yes, the Wanderers Guild. I see. Oh, the Wanderers Guild is the Arakawa Guild? I didn't know that. Spoilers! The bonds between the...
The bonds between the injured and those who heal them are strong, to be sure.
I hope the other me gets to meet you soon, Arthur.
You sure about that? Who's to say whether that meeting will truly benefit either of you?
Huh? But...
My great-grandchild Galahad returned the chalice to me when I was suffering from wounds inflicted by the sacred spear. Ever since that day, I felt a debt of gratitude, and let me tell ya, that's far more insufferable than my wounds ever were.
Sorry to hear that.
Well. Come, young knights, more shadows await. Onward to the next memory, and so on.
The two are representatives of two different grades of social order. Jacob being a pastoralist and Esau a nomadic hunter. It's in the wiki like the articles and ward they are in. I try to avoid the wiki when it comes to lore bits because I don't want to be spoiled by things. I actually knew about the Wild Hunt's existence, for example, just by browsing the wiki, so I was like, never again. Whoops, wrong one. Alright, we are in the second half, starting with the sixth memory of Fisher King. The Fisher King, rather.
For a moment, I turned my back to that fateful day so long ago now, when a certain knight paid a visit to my castle in Tirnanog.
Huh, interesting. So it's gonna be a memory of Fisher King himself. Welcome to Corbeny Castle. Feel free to stay as long as you wish. Between you and me, I always had something of a soft spot for knights, so it's truly a pleasure to have you here. By the way, what are those sounds that you hear at the end of each memory? That's what I was wondering. Maybe it's the sound of closing catacomb doors, but I don't know.
Especially considering that our knightly ruler has dubbed you a knight of the highest order for your legendary deeds. Knighthood seems to have taken quite a toll on you, though, eh? That wounds look mighty bad. You seem dead on your feet.
Ara fears the spoilers. Actually, I do.
If I can be of service in any way, just say the word. In the meantime, well, my castle is your castle. Perhaps you might tell me of your travels, the battles you overcame and such. We could deepen our... What? You've killed my brother? When he was unarmed, no less. Unforgivable. You ain't no knight. You're just a knave. You'll pay for this, I swear. How dare you? That's the sacred spear. That's supposed to be in my vault. How did you... Stop! That's not a weapon! You must not...
The moment when he said I refuse, JoJo reference. The sacred spear had not been presented with sufficient sacrifice, and so a curse befell the land, turning it into a desolate wasteland in the span of a single night. My wounds refused to heal, even long after the night had fled. I was king, and yet I have nothing. All I could do was feed myself of fish from the nearby river.
My throat burned with unimaginable thirst, for the spirit that had been used against me possessed the rule of drought.
The sphere, is it Longinus or Theseus? Oh no, the references are getting out of control that I don't understand anything anymore in the chat.
It was much later that I learned why the traveling knight had killed my brother. It had been for vengeance, and well deserved at that, as he had murdered the knight's companion. It was strange to realize that we two, king and knight, had been destined to become enemies well before our first meeting. Perhaps things would have turned out differently, if only the order of events had been reversed. Of course, there is no point dwelling on such things. We are each only given one life, and we must live with the decisions we make until its end.
Reversing the order. That's the second time it's come up. Maybe that's the theme here.
Yet, dwell I did, for I craved any distraction from that terrible thirst, an unquenchable ache, that yearning for something, anything, to release me from my torment. And there's my monologue.
You okay, Fisher King? You look a little Sad.
I'm fine. Just dandy. What are you two waiting for anyway? Don't you have a minute to watch?
Gabrielle and Hati. Obediently, Ryota reaches out to new shadowy figures that have appeared in front of them. Once again, memories and emotions of a past long forgotten begin to rewrite the reality around you. So, in the first dungeon, it seems like it was going to be memories of Az's thoughts because that was Yog's responsibility. The second one was memories of battle. I guess, I'm not entirely sure what these memories are supposed to be of, though. Wow! Look at all these people! This year's charity event is gonna be a hit! Whoa. Heaps of your fans are here, too. I bet they're all psyched to see you on stage. You don't come out to Aoyama much, right? No, but I owed a certain freelancer acquaintance of mine a favor, so here I am now. Is he talking about Kotoba Plus? Having a German accent. Gabriel is Male's name. Yeah, well, you know, it's mythology, they can do what they want. Freelancer? Oh, you're talking about that detective dude, right? Okay, Nomad. That's the one. Anyway, not everyone is happy to see me here. Pretty much every angel I've seen has given me the stink eye. They probably don't get why a vampire wants to take part in the charity event. Sorry, 100%. They probably don't get why a vampire wants to take part in the charity event, but I'd sooner drink pea juice than angel blood. You make it sound like you're here against your will. But you look like you're really enjoying yourself, Ellie. They showed up spelled her name Gabrielle because it's a female name. I mean, she's based on the myth of, or, you know, the angelic figure of Gabriel. Gabriel, the Archangel? I think that was the one that was the one went over during Passover. Yes, I am Gabriel in real life. I am man. Perhaps not the best idea to share your real name on stream. I mean, why wouldn't I be? I always enjoy taking the side streets most people tend to avoid. And a vampire preaching the ways of the church is definitely off the beaten path. Should turn a few heads. Why not just admit you like the vibes? Also, what's wrong with a vampire preaching at church? Vampires can't be pious? Oh, funny story that. According to one of the teachers at my school, there was once a noble celebrated by the church. Gabriel has been depicted as both male and female in myth. Interesting. I didn't know that. Who ended up becoming a vampire and developing a fetish for bathing in blood. Which is super gross, even to me. But thanks to the patronage of the church, that noble wound up getting away with literal murder. Like, mass murder too. Well, that's dark. Turns out there's a world of difference between joining the church before becoming a vampire and after becoming one. Funny how a tiny change like that can... There it is again, the ordering matter. Oh hey, it's a curtain call. You ready for this? I'm gonna rock the show tonight. After the night sky is my stage, and the moon is my spotlight. Belly. Hey, no pushing! I know everyone's excited, but just try to settle down. Ow! Hey Ryota, how's it going? I'm good. Actually, I'm here to lend a hand. As a member of the Missionaries, I'm kind of responsible for this event. I should have said this in the last stream, but there's a lot of variants of the Wild Hunt, and myth something, it's Odin's ghost, and sometimes varies in devil. Oh, so the Wild Hunt is a reference to an actual group from mythology. Ellie's name is long for Elizabeth. I didn't actually know that. Good for you. I'm not even from Aoyama myself, but hey, a paid gig is a paid gig, you know? I need all the cash I can get. You sure alright though? You look like you've just run a marathon. And taken a dip in an oil rig at that. Yeah, I'm fine, really. I've just been doing some oil wrestling for training. Actually, that gives me an idea. Why don't we use some of this oil on the crowd when they get too rowdy. Keep them at bay, like spraying a cat with his water. Well, that's an idea. But I think it'd have the opposite effect. Frees people up and they're hard to catch, you know. Exactly. You can never be too careful when it comes to die-hard fans like these. A true fan won't let anything stop them. It was confusing in these chapters when they talked about Gabriel. I don't know if they were referencing her or my character. No, they were. Okay, that was yeah, maybe not. That's an inconvenient coincidence to, you know, have your real name matched to someone else in game. They should probably prevent that. You would know. You volunteered for security duty just to get a glimpse of the main act, didn't you? Of course! I'd do anything for Gabriel. Who better to guarantee her safety than yours truly? Oh, by the way, Ryota, I heard you're planning a party for some of the angels. Any chance I can get an invite? Sure, you're welcome to join us, Hati. It's just my way of trying to connect with my new guildmates, so. A party, eh? I smell more work opportunities. Need any help catering, serving, bartending? You know where to find me. Yeah, sure. To be honest, though, at the rate things are going, I don't think I'll be ready to host it until Christmas. Still, I'm hoping it'll give everyone an opportunity to relax and get to know each other. Maybe it'll make some new friends. Oh, but speaking of jobs, there is something you can help me with now, Nomad. I need to hire a detective. This is so unusual. This entire set of memories is like, we're not even in it at all. Unlike the first two where you're always there, this one's just like, we're not present. Hati, the moon wolf who chases the moon or the sun. Yeah, it's him chasing Gabriel. I think she's representing the moon or something. I used my gamer handle instead of my first name because of that. I think I used my actual name for a short period of time too, but then I was like, oh, I want to make a video, so I'm going to change my name. And then I just never changed it back after. Oh, a detective, you say? You name it, I'll do it. Heck, I'll do it for free! Really? I thought you needed money, though. He's just overexcited. He really gets any detective work. Yeah, just forget about that part about doing it for free. Anyway, what do you need? Oh, well, I'm searching for someone. Think you can help me find him, Inspector? Hell yeah, I can. That's what I do best. Hey, keep your voice down, will you? You're causing a scene. Besides which, aren't detectives supposed to be cool and composed? I am composed. Who's shouting? You're shouting. Anyway, hurry up and tell me about this job, Ryota. I need the deets. Who am I looking for? What do you need me to take? Do I gotta go through anybody else to make it happen? Do you at least have a description of the target? Anything for me to go on? Whatever leads you got, I want them all. If Hati is here, where's Sol? Not referring to Sol bad guy. Oh, you mean like... Actually, I don't know who you're talking about when you say Sol. If you don't mean what's it called? Thing. FK Sol. For starters, what's your relationship with this person? I've only met him once, but that's part of why I want to find him again. As for what I know, well, the person in question is a transient, and I'm not the only one looking for him. Apparently, part of the reason Lucifuge and the Tycoons in general have been attacking us and trying to take our portal is that they're trying to find him too. But, I'm not sure there's much else I can tell you, really. Oh wait, I heard Lucifuge and a few other members of the Tycoons refer to him as the Lightbringer. Guilty air. And last I saw, his wounds were really bad. And that's what has me worried the most. I wouldn't hold my breath if I were Ryota. There are a lot of stray transients here in Tokyo. It'd be hard to find. It'd be hard enough to locate him even with a name. Without one, I'd say it's almost impossible. And the Lightbringer's title doesn't really help if only the Tycoons use it. That's true. It's a tough job, and I guess it would probably get a bit expensive, but I'm willing to. Hold on. I've heard of the stray transient. Lucifuge and that lot aren't the only ones looking for him. What? People from all over Tokyo have been put out rewards for his retrieval. The angels reckon the transient as the enemy of all heavenly beings, and they're pulling all stops too. I don't care what the angels think about him. That doesn't change anything. Please, Nomad. Oh, so that thing Azazel was warning us about, is he talking about our lines will be conflicting with the angels' beliefs? I need you to find this person, this Lightbringer, and bring him to me safe and sound. So these memories, I'm actually not entirely sure what the restriction on these memories are. For Yog-Sothoth, they were, watching over his dude Azazel, and also not restricted by time and space. For Thor, it was memories of battle, and it was following Odin for some reason specifically. And this one, they seem to be, at best, maybe just memories of the afterlife. I can't really say. Memories of the angels specifically. Miyake also knows much. Yeah, those two seem to be on top of every loop. I don't know about you two, but I think I'm starting to see where this is going. Oh, the suspense is killing me. Wonder our past self is gonna meet Arathan. I can't wait! If Fumi's thinking what I'm thinking, it's not gonna be good when we meet.
Ever the optimist. From where I'm standing, it doesn't seem like the best idea that your path should ever cross.
Huh? I'm starting to understand now about the thing about the ordering. I think they're alluding to the fact that Ryota didn't meet us first before joining a guild, the Aoyamas. And because of that difference of if he met us earlier versus if he met us later, we ended up causing a problem. In the same way that, with Ellie's example, some vampire joining before versus after, there's a big difference. And was Jacob in terms of his example of, what's it called? Trying to sacrifice things for victory, you gotta make sure someone else loses something. Ryota seems to get the order mixed up, and in this case the order is mixed up again where we're probably going to engage in some sort of fight. Or at least some sort of conflict will arise as a result of our meeting. And the only difference of why we're fine now versus this past loop is because of the ordering of when we met with other events. What are you trying to say? That me and Arathan shouldn't be friends?
Just that nothing is certain. For an example of this, look no further than the Royal Knight Balin, who inflicted my wounds.
Yeah, in case of Fisher King as well.
A true knight if I ever saw one, dashing, formidable. Yet this was the person who killed my brother before we first met. To hurt another is to earn their ire, not to mention the resentment of the others on their behalf.
Wow, cutscene plot is pretty long, like how it's longer than Persona 5 and Royal. Yeah, it's getting longer, but no surprise there because you're getting better, more familiar with the territory of dungeon writing.
What would you have done, facing down someone you sought to befriend, but who already betrayed you from the get-go? I don't expect you can answer that question now. So instead, let's keep this memory trail rolling, if you got the courage.
I'm that right now. So that's why we're not present yet. It's conspicuous because we're usually related to, like, nearby during the events of the loop closing and the world ending. The fact that we're not present yet suggests that near the end we will meet and the world will end for some reason. Holy shit, that's my guess. Arknight's chapter reached the word count in book series. Well, as long as the story's good, it shouldn't matter. Alright, 7th memory, let's go. Nomad again, helping us find the Lightbringer, that is us. This time, the shadow to whom Ryota extends his trembling fingers resembles Nomad, and it is his memories and emotions of a past long forgotten that begin to reshape the reality around you. Okay. So, well, thank you for clarifying that, but it's just, yeah, we're seeing the memories of specific people here. So it's like from different vantage points every time. But yeah, this confirms that we are seeing the memories of Nomad here, which means every single other silhouette we saw, we were seeing their memories as well. And through piecing together different people's memories, we're able to follow this single narrative. Ugh. Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse between Roppongi and Aoyama, they do. You okay there, Ryota? Wow, these fights are going on for much longer. I forgot how they ended completely. Yep. Oh, good. This part of the city is practically deserted. Is the Lightbringer really out here? You can count on it. I met him here once already. Told him to expect you. Just so we're clear, you're the one I've told about this, but that might change if you decide not to take him in. I really appreciate that, Nomad. You know, I'll get you the coin I owe you as soon as I can, as soon as this coin couple is done. Still, it seems like a miracle that we were able to find him before anyone else did. The whole city's looking for him. That is some ace detective work if he actually found it before all of Tokyo. Probably didn't hurt that we're a tiny team, and pretty inconspicuous at that. I guess we slipped under their radar. I don't know the memory story end. Well, even if you did, please do not tell me. Whose radar? Well, everybody's. All the big organizations in Tokyo are all pretty shady. Lots of rumors flying around about all of them. Well, and one of them says that someone is actively causing this conflict among the guilds, spurring it on. Not only that, but apparently, Lucifuge hired a bunch of detectives and paid off half the information dealers in the city. Only to end up with a bunch of smoke and false leads. No one could get on him anything concrete. The same thing's true of everybody else who tried that avenue. Except you. So just be careful and keep your head down, okay? Thanks, Nomad. I will. I promise. To start with, I'm just going to hear him out. Then I'll take some time to think things through before making my decision. Good. Here we are. Nomad points to a ramshackle building tucked into a side alley, the shabbiest among all its neighbors. Then, without giving Ryota a chance to say or do anything else, he marches up to the front door and raps his knuckles against the peeling wood. Hey, you in there? It's Nomad. Open up. The door creaks open, revealing an indistinct figure standing at the threshold, just beyond where the ambient light reaches. Is this Vargas? Oh, it's us. I don't know. I thought we'd meet Vargas first than us, but it's just us. Lightbringer. Hey, me. Remember me? I served you curry that one time. Or tried to, anyway. Mind telling me your name? Arathan, huh? Nice to meet you. I'm Ryota. Ryota Yakushimaru. Now that we're all acquainted, mind if we step inside? It's dangerous to stand around out in the open like this. Yes, it's me. Did you not realize that was our silhouette all this time? It was pretty obvious, and they were also talking about it after like every memory. They were like, "Oh yeah, that's you." Obviously, it's like, who else would all of Tokyo be chasing other than us? Although it's kind of a dire situation in terms of everyone chasing us now. I mean, at least in this loop, it didn't seem like they were chasing us. We were just stuck with the summoners. Dang, we actually got a Nomad quality search. Yeah, Nomad knows his stuff for sure. Good thing he finally got that detective event he wanted. I don't think we're being followed, but you never know. Someone could potentially be watching us. Your main guy is different to my one. Well, LOL. Oh, yeah. I see why you may not have recognized it instantly. Oh, I didn't think of that. Is it okay with you if we come in, Arathan? Ryota dungeon chain of memories. But yeah, it seems that that's the same with this dungeon. Just everyone, various people's memories from past loops. Ryota and Nomad slip through the gap in the door, the rotting floorboards creaking under their feet with every step. Their host leads them into a bare-bones living space, outfitted with a rickety table and just enough chairs for everyone to sit down. Wow. You don't mind if I sit in on this talk, do you? Just as a curious third party. I have no horse in this race, I promise. I don't mind, at least. It's thanks to you that I'm even here, Nomad. But it's kind of up to Ayrton. So, can I stay, Ayrton? Pretty please? Yay, thank you! I appreciate that. Believe it or not, I'm actually pretty concerned about what happens to you. Seeing a kid dragged into all this chaos just doesn't sit right with me. Ryota and Nomad peer at you across the length of the table. You're looking even more haggard than when you visited Ryota's curry stand, with an appearance that can best be described as hollow-cheeked and peaky. Ugh. So, I don't know if Nomad told you this already, but the Aoyama Guild intends to protect you. Or at least I do. We are really in a desolate situation right now, if that's how we're described. I mean, only if you want me to. It all depends on how you feel about it. But first, I'd like to hear your side of the story. I know it isn't easy to open up to someone you just met, but you can trust me. I swear, I won't let you down. Let's just take things slow, okay? Start with whatever you're comfortable talking about, and we'll go from there. So, from the moment you set foot on Tokyo, you're surrounded by people. I'd scream too if a bunch of hostiles started staring me down. You didn't know about the app and how it worked yet, huh? We didn't even talk to Saltman at that point? It must have been terrifying. So you ran. And that's when you got injured. But you don't know why everyone's after you. Huh. We really are ignorant then. Do we not have our phone? In all this time, you've been living on the run, keeping out of sight as much as possible. Good thing I found you. That is really sad, holy shit. This loop is personally bad for Protagonist more than main quest. I mean, so far, yes. But after he lost use of both of your arms, all you could do was run. We lost use of both of our arms. Well, I guess we were injured. We couldn't even hold that bowl of soup or a curry. Oh no. And you know, with our arms tied, there's no way we could use our phone even if we did have it. So, yeah, we probably don't even have little salmon in this loop. You poor thing. You must have been so scared. But you don't have to be afraid anymore. I've got your back, Arthur. You can count on me. We're friends now, and I'm gonna look out for you through thick and thin. Mononoma created Solomon and later groups as guide. It's translated. Squinting. Squinting! Wait. You okay, Ryota? Did you notice something? Oh, kinda, or maybe. I'm probably just imagining things. I don't remember when he said that. I suspect you're not. I, for one, couldn't help noticing something myself. Doesn't it strike anyone else as odd? That the artisan of that loop didn't know why all those people were targeting him. Has anything like that happened to you in this loop? We are completely ignorant, damn. Have you ever been attacked for no apparent reason, Artisan? Yeah, all the time. Ryota once again trying to make friends. You can't be friends with everyone. Well, you know, you can't, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. At least that's probably what Ryota thinks. It's Onion Knight voice actor. Not sure who you were referring to, but okay. Oh yeah, with every world rep we've met has been weirdly obsessed with you, huh? But not necessarily in an I hate you and I want to murder you kind of way. Yeah, this one's different. This is like hostile. In our current loop, we were kind of like, we're the center of their attention, but it's even in chapter like 9, or was it 8? I think 9 explicitly, they weren't targeting us because, I don't know, they were saving us for something else. What do you mean by that exactly? So this one is different in that we're being hostilely targeted. Well, take Lucifuge for example. In that memory, he was talking about you like you were his boss, Arthur. He called you master, right? He kind of talked like he looked up to you. I sure didn't pick that up, but what can I say? I'm a lovable person. I don't know. The world reps might want the same thing, but it seems to me like they've all got different motivations. Well, you followed the tangled threads of fate to this point, and are approaching the end of what you came here to see.
So let's delve even deeper, shall we? Not much farther to go.
It seems like in all of these stories, we're not actually... The world doesn't seem to be ending because of a specific world representative or the Street Tree Girls. These seem to be stories of some other kind of world loop reset. Alright, to the 8th memory. The thirst is terrible. Unimaginable. Second only to the pain. My body aches, and my every pore cries out for moisture. Is this how people feel whenever they want new units? Or whenever they see a new unit from Housamo?
Several knights sought the chalice after my defeat, at the point of that sacred spear, with its accursed rule of drought.
It seems in earlier loops, the world representatives came after you immediately when the rules were more loosened out. That's true. With Horus in place, there's like lots of rules set upon every new loop to make sure that they can't. They already agreed they would be able to target the protagonist right away until a certain point. I think they said something like that. A proper end for a loop is a draw in the rep battle. I'm not sure if it's necessarily entailed by that, but so far, at least in these dungeon memories, a loop has been initiated to reset whenever pretty much the end of the world happened, which I guess you could call a tie for them, but it would just be a tie for everyone at that point, rep or not.
Chalice is a wondrous thing, capable of bringing vitality and abundance to the land and those living upon it alike. It is the antithesis of the sacred spear, and the miracles that it is capable of are powerful enough to undo the terrors wrought by a single swing of that so-called holy weapon. Yet every last knight who ventured out to retrieve the chalice, no matter how pure of heart or firm of purpose, failed.
The very first loops did seem to be peaceful. Then they said something like, someone killed Arathan by accident, or someone killed me by accident. And then things went to shit back then. I think that's what they said in chapter 11.
The reason for this was that they did not consider the two obvious yet crucial matters pertaining to the object in question.
Do not consider two obvious yet crucial matters pertaining to the object in question.
They should have asked themselves, what is the chalice, and whom does it serve? To answer the first question, you must examine the foundational logic upon which this world was built. To live is to take the life from another. It is to create happiness that, by virtue of merely existing, robs another of their good fortune.
Robs another of their good fortune.
To save one is to sacrifice another. Virtually all the natural laws of this world cannot trace a direct line back to this core tenet of physical existence. And there is another absolute truth that further underlines it. No miracle can make everyone in this world happy. Therefore, if happiness has to be maximized, the few must be sacrificed for the benefit of the many. It is, sadly, an inevitability. Good only exists in contrast to evil. By the same token, the presence of a majority necessitates the existence of a minority.
Gala had got the Holy Grail and healed the Fisher King. Is that what happened? I need a timeline of these events. First, Fisher King met with someone he tried to be friends with, but then he later discovered that he killed his brother, and then Fisher King was injured. As a result, Or was it the other way around? I think Fisher King was injured. And then Galha tried to heal him after? I don't know. I need a timeline of this. As for the question of whom the child serves, those who seek an answer must tackle this logical foundation head on. This makes it something from which those residents who reap the benefits of good fortune tend to avert their eyes. The Holy Grail is somehow grants like a wish. Yeah. And so it is up to those who drift here from the Netherlands to properly seek the answer. Those who are ignorant in the ways of this world. Those who are sometimes called paladins. Paladins being the ignorant ones, huh? The deads? That is not what I expected. But, they have the role of a paladin too, I remember. It is to a group of these paladins whom Ryota extends his hands now. As his fingers make contact with the shadowy figures, their memories and emotions spill over the reality around you. Interesting, we're about to see a dead timeline. Or, I mean, I guess we were in one all this time. Alright, let's continue. And we're all friendly now? Okay. Hey, it's dead. And the Christmas gang. Ryota is standing on a stage overlooking a crowd of partygoers, who are all looking back up at him expectantly. He scans their faces, seemingly searching for someone. And there you are, standing alone amid the clusters of angels. The only one not looking back, as all the angels meekly avoid his gaze. He shoots you a smile as he calls out to you. Hey, it's his anniversary. Have you got a drink ready? Oh, careful. Good thing we're using plastic cups. Hey. Thank you all for coming to this little Christmas get-together. I hope everyone has a great time mingling and making friends. I'd like to kick things off with a toast. Does everyone have a cup or something? Yes? Okay then. Here's to friendship. To friendship. Yeah, Azazel's cute. Not enough screen time. The partygoers raise their cups and echo Ryota's words before drowning their respective beverages. With this taken care of, Ryota hops down from the stage and makes a beeline for Dead, who is standing a little ways apart from the crowd, on the opposite end of the room. Thanks for all the help, Mr. Dead. We could have never pulled off this Christmas party without you.
Don't mention it. If anything, I should be the one to thank you. It feels good to be useful.
No, seriously. This party would have been a total flop without your help. I honestly can't thank you enough.
I suppose it would have been difficult for your guild to shoulder all this alone, financially speaking. The guest list is rather long, what with all the stray transients. However, you must not forget that my assistance was motivated by your enthusiasm, Ryota. You made this possible just as much as I did.
Did he use his role of, or his rule to, like, take out whatever things he needed from his sack? Shucks. I'll try to keep that in mind, but I'm honestly in awe of all the help we received. I feel so lucky.
You're such a kind young man, Ryota. In fact, I happen to think that you would make an excellent Santa yourself.
You did say that before. Ever think about enrolling in Santa School?
I'll accept your transfer in a heartbeat.
Oh, I bet.
Whoa, that's a lovely offer, Mr. Dead, but I think... Whoa, careful there, then.
I keep on clicking that by accident.
You okay? You didn't spill anything on yourself, did you? Don't worry, I've got you. Don't be silly, it's no trouble.
No, really, I'll have it cleaned up in a heartbeat.
That is what friends are for.
Hey, what's with that look? Did I say something wrong, Arthur? A shudder passes through Dead as he watches Ryota care for you with such devotion, and for a moment, his face stiffens with some inscrutable emotion.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you think you could hear an old man's request, Ryota? I'd be mighty appreciative.
Of course. What can I do for you, Mr. Dead?
Just listen, and heed these words. You can't shoulder everything yourself, and you shouldn't try to. Share the load. You might think that bearing all the heaviest burdens yourself is a kindness, but nothing could be further from the truth. Believe me, I know. I used to be like you. Tried to spare my friend from any suffering, but then everything fell apart. The longer you hold on to a heavy burden, the easier it is to forget the things you're supposed to be in balance. You just want to cling on tighter and tighter, but only tragedy awaits those who take on more than their fair share. And hey, you might not be able to change your circumstances alone, but together, I'd say anything is possible. Besides, there are some burdens that are just too heavy to be carried on a single pair of shoulders. They'll break your back. It's never easy to let go, though, and there are no clear-cut rules for how things should be divided. But there are some lessons in this world that only can be learned through trial and error. And that's how it was for me. I don't understand. What are you? There you are, Ryota. Our guest has arrived. He's waiting for you in the VIP room. Yo, HM Kato. Nice to see you eyeing around. Oh, right. Sorry, Mr. Dead. I guess I'll have to continue this talk later. Not at all, not at all. Thank you for listening to an old man's rambles. Off you go. Why do I keep on clicking? My hand's in the wrong position. You accompany Ryota and Maria to the VIP room. I pray that your kind heart does not lead you astray. What's this? Dead feels a tiny droplet of some murky liquid drip onto the back of his hand. It's startlingly cold. Oh, guess it must have been that juice Ryota's friend spilled. Oh wait. No. This isn't juice. This is... Okay, I'm gonna start clicking with my left hand now. Let us mourn the dead. Let us mourn the sins of the past. Let our tears keep the memories of the fallen world fresh and alive within us, lest their tears and their lessons be forgotten. Black rain begins to pour from the ceiling, instantly drenching everyone present. It is as if the world itself is crying, and the outpouring of grief is heart-wrenching to behold. What? Geostigma? I don't even know anymore. Is that like some sort of Final Fantasy spell? Thank you for your patience, Lord Lucifuge. Ryota is here to see you. And I see you brought the Lightbringer with you as well. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for inviting me, Ryota. We're happy to have you here. This party wouldn't be half as exciting without your donation. Thanks for being so generous. Oh, think nothing of it. Consider it a token of my gratitude for serving my master so well, and a formal apology for our little misunderstanding. I do hope you can forgive me. I was convinced that you intended my master harm and were planning to hand him over to my loathsome little brother. If you had not thrown yourself into battle to explain the situation to me, Ryota, I expect you would still be at war. We were hoping you could explain how that misunderstanding came to be. What made you think that we intended Aerith any harm? I believe someone has been influencing my mind and wreaking havoc on my emotions, making me paranoid and quick to anger. I've also been feeling a deep sadness that is not at all my own. Yikes. I sure hope that doesn't happen to me. You could even do something like that. But hang on. Even if someone does have a role that can do that, won't the effect stop as soon as the app is closed? That's how it works, right? You close the app and everything goes back to normal. To how it was before. Generally, yes. But not everything is reverted when the app is closed. Some traces always remain, as we established in the previous dungeon loops, or rather, dungeon story. Memories remain. Including, so that means, like, if you affect your memories, then... Yeah, like, no way, like what? Like memories, Ryota.
There you go. So as long as you're affecting their memories, targeting the memories directly, it doesn't matter if there's an app that resets everything. That will be permanently affected. Memories? Don't you see? If memories were reverted, no one would remember anything that took place during that battle. Huh. Guess that makes sense. I do recall the sensation of another's memories entering my consciousness. It was a very curious feeling. I don't remember much that I can say for sure was foreign to me, though, other than taking special note of the rain. The rain. I can see how this will be relevant to Chapter 12 as well, because that is when we start handling the invaders. So this will be very useful to arm ourselves against the invaders if there's any information against that here. To protect ourselves from that is. Foreign memories become as much a part of you as your own, you see. It becomes difficult to say which ones are your own memories and the others begin. They blend together seamlessly. Furthermore, it would seem that I am not the only one to undergo this, for lack of a better word, brainwashing. I dare say that people who have been targeting the Lightbringer and all those fools committing acts of terrorism are under similar effects. We must take steps to combat this before Tokyo falls to... What? Did you hear that? What's going on out there? Oh, it's Shadow Dead. Ah! No! I must protect the Lightbringer with my life! Ah, Masanori, here we are. The angel whose trumpet signals the advent of Judgment Day has fled to bless another land with the rain of tears. The advent of Judgment Day has fled to bless another land with the rain of tears. How trite. Prose never was my strong suit. Still, clumsy though these words be, they are quite sufficient to stir terror and fury, alike in those who read them. So he was the one who said them? The Candacearian looks down and smirks at the phone in his hands, watching as angry comments explode like wildfire across the social media site he has opened. Is it Twitter? Words are all one need to plant the seed of chaos. It is laughably easy to mistake another's angers for one's own. Too relevant. Little by little, agonizing self-pity takes hold, until people begin to believe that they're the only ones who suffer. Masanori is his name, that's right. Then comes indignation, the determination. They'll do whatever it takes to put an end to their perceived injustice. Even if it means tearing the world apart. Of course, some things will have to remain intact. Good manners for one. And this is where that revolution begins. Right here and now, by our hands. Wow, we're seeing the invaders attack in the movie. I didn't think we'd actually see any of the three true yells. That escalated quickly. I've read a lot about revolutions, and they do tend to be spurred by an excess of disillusionment. Who was the Therian who appeared at the end? I swear I've seen that orb he had with him somewhere before. But yeah, I remember the time the warmongers implanted people with memories of loved ones being killed to recruit followers? I don't know if there's a direct connection, but all that talk about brainwashing made me think of it. It's pretty similar, huh? No, it's quite distinct. Invaders are very different from warmongers, you see. We have false memories. It's very different. Indeed. I also still have some our discussion from the previous memory fresh in my mind, and I can't help but think back to it. About world representatives and other strangers possessing strange feelings towards you, Arthur. Of course, we know that the reason for this can be traced to many memories you possess that are not your own. But isn't that more or less what happened to Lucifuge too? At least, he claimed to have had foreign memories implanted. Are they saying that our memories are implanted, the ones from the other lives? Whatever the chalice goes, war follows. But enough chit-chat. There's more to the story yet. Keep on trucking if you dare. Something's about to happen here. The invaders, or at least Masanori, has made a move to stir up a conflict among us. And most likely Ryota will have to choose a side soon. The 9th memory of the Fisher King. Hold on. I'm a little confused. Are you? About what, may I ask? Perhaps I can help clear things up. Well, I heard about what Kingo and Shiro went through while on their memory expedition. From what I understand, at some point they encountered someone their respective expeditions knew really well. Yeah, this is very different from that. Of course, it made sense for Yokosu's thoughts, but I didn't really understand why Odin was being followed, or at least Osei, inhabiting Odin's memories. But in this case, we haven't met anyone like that. It's just memories of various people across the Aoyama Guild. That's right. Yokosu's thoughts master Azazel made an appearance for Shiro, and Thor's acquaintance Odin appeared for Kenko. I think I understand what you're getting at now. Right? No one like that showed up yet for the Fisher King. I was kind of thinking it might be that angel with the trumpet, whatever their name was, but we have only heard their voice so far, and there's a good chance it's just Masanori. Odin is Thor's father. Oh, I actually didn't know that relation. You never call him dad, so I don't know. Israfil, you mean? That name has appeared in several of the ancient angel treatises. I've had the pleasure of reading.
Israfil, angel of blessed rain and healing. The chalice bearer, the angel who burns for another. Too many names. I wouldn't expect much out of Israfil. Even when Galahad, my great-grandchild, departed to heaven, Israfil barely made a peep. Only time Israfil's gonna show up for sure is on Liadon. When that trumpet blares, we get our first and last glimpse of. Hey, wait! I just remembered. That voice. There was another time I heard it. What that means. It was Israfil who took the chalice and spear for me. And if Ryota had the chalice, then someone else must have the spear. So this exception, the Fisher King had two sacred artifacts with them. That kind of explains why. I was kind of confused. Did he have the chalice or did he have the spear? Well. Things are starting to get interesting for me too now.
Why does that look like a symmetrical Azazel?
You ready to dive into the next memory, brave knights? Because I know I sure am. Start touching some shadows, man.
This time, the shadow to whom Ryota extends his fingers resemble Azazel, and it is his memories and emotions of a past long forgotten that seeps into and overtake the reality around you. What? That was sudden.
Ready, comrades. It's time we show these fools how a real siege is done. That is, after all, the invader's specialty. Become the Trojan horse. Let them see you, and watch as they enjoy but a moment of false relief. We are going to destroy the city from the inside!
Yeah, as his old daddy.
Such a pity.
No, their faces may be unchanged. The angels of Aoyama are no longer who they once were. Like the silver wolf leading the assault, they are mere shadows of their former selves, weighed down by the memories of a past not their own. And you are at the heart of it, aren't you? You who watches from the shadows, with your spear of sin at the ready. Dispossessed of a means of healing, capable only of lamenting the pain you cause. Yes, you have the look of that torturer. Zabaniyya? Is that why they caused an exception with each other? Because it was the same guy's thing? Same guy's sacred artifacts? The Fisher King's artifact's contradictory. Yeah, it seems like it. But Zabaniyya was the missing link all along that connects connects these memories to Fisher King as a personal acquaintance. Tell me. Well, apparently it's not Zabaniyya himself, but like someone, Israfil, who may be, taking up his guise. Tell me, what is your purpose here? Why have you gone to such lengths to hide yourself as you commit such grave sins? Why do you trespass here as you once did in the fatal realm of Tirnanog, whose faith you altered with your mercy? Will you answer my questions? You who took God's cauldron from the Fisher King and rechristed it as the chalice? Or will you remain silent before even me, the man whom you once chained for his sins? Well, Israfil. Need you even ask, Azazel? It should be obvious that I merely seek to put an end to this game with all its misery. After all, powers of resurrections are not for mortal hands to wield. Judgment Day must be allowed to occur only once. The core of that power, this sacrilegious system, is the populace's desire for events to repeat forever. Therefore, all I need to do is induce sufficient despair, such that no one should ever wish for this tragic world to be restored again. Make it sound like a mercy. Is that what you had in mind when you destroyed both of Ariston's sword arms? Holy shit. Of course not. That was just unfortunate. I'm not sure what I mean by Cassius, and how the Fisher King has it, but yeah. Azazel is quite the cutie. An accident, or rather, a sad twist of fate inadvertently brought about by the memories I've seeded. In fact, I cannot be entirely sure I am responsible. The blame may truly lie with those who created the system. AKA the Game Masters again? I still can't believe there are so many brainwashed agents in Aoyama. This is exactly what Lucifuge was afraid of. Not quite, Ryota. It pains me to say this, but the majority were not brainwashed at all. They were merely swept up in another's anger, each feeding off each other's hatred until all sense and order was lost. But how does something like that even happen? What could have started it all? Tokyo is a city afflicted with innumerable issues. Many are unhappy with how stray transients are treated, for one. To use a crude analogy, if one were to liken their discontent to a room full of gas, then the person who incited them essentially tossed a lit match into their midst. The moment Samacord hated Israfil. Come on, don't spoil things right. I'm still not sure how to feel about Israfil yet. When the finger of blame is turned on you, it is all too easy to react with anger and shake a finger right back at it. And as history has shown us time and time again, that is how revolutions such as this are instigated. I am kind of confused by how this is going. Yeah, it's quite a long event. I'm currently on the 9th memory right now. Maria and Ryota paused at the threshold of the church, turning as one to gaze out across the rows of people being directed by small groups of angels. People like these have been flocking to the Aoyama Guild en masse, day and night, seeking protection and succor, having been robbed of their homes by recent spate of destruction. Can someone catch me up to speed on what I missed? Yeah, someone in chat, because that's a lot to catch up with. You'll have to see the doctor for a checkup and a full pat down. Leave your bags at the desk over there and follow me. Right, coming. Due to the ever-present threat of terrorism, the angels have been working with medical professionals to ensure that no dangerous items are smuggled into the church. The tent you want is just over there. I'll give you back your bags when I get the all clear from the dock. Miyaki. Shouldn't take too long. Come see me when you're done. Next! No way. Is that... It is! I, Dr. Miyaki! Kima. I can't tell how happy I am to see you safe. No kidding. It really was touch and go for a bit. Started off as a normal day at school, then suddenly we were under attack. It feels like the yogis are always just like in the sidelines, not knowing what's happening. So here, a search is underway for the missing students, but you'll be pleased to know that many are already here, safe and sound. Shiger and Gunzo among them. I'm gonna blow a gasket by clicking that. Really? Oh, that's a relief. I've been so worried. I'm sorry we haven't done more, but it's been difficult to rationalize leaving the safety of the guild. Don't be sorry. It means the world to me that you care about us. I'm glad to hear it. Now I'd love to keep chatting, but I'm afraid there's a long line of people waiting to see me. Perhaps he'll come visit me in my quarters tonight. My dues are normally finished after sundown. Sure. Excellent. Now, who's next? Hello, you don't appear to be injured. Good, good. Don't be nervous. This will be over quickly. It's so frustrating not being able to contact so many of our guildmates. I just wish all this chaos would end already. Or that I could at least do something about it. Maybe if I went out and talked to everyone, heard their stories. They've been attacking in sight, so I'm afraid you won't have much of an opportunity to get through to anyone. I guess that means I'd have to incapacitate them first. That's definitely not my strong suit. At the least, your Christmas party has generated significant goodwill. We've received much support from far and wide. Sadly, the demand for aid is greater. Moreover, we cannot cut off the root of this disaster without a proper combat force. So what do we do then? Is there anything we can... Huh? What's wrong, Arthur? You want to fight, but in your condition, that's simply not possible. Yeah, we're grateful for the offer, really, but you kind of can't even pick up a sword right now, you know? Oh, don't look at me like that. Sure, I probably could have put that a little better, but... Hey! Where are you going? You can't just run off by yourself. It's too... Wait! Stop! Now look in his eyes. I know it real well, because I used to have it in mine too. All the time. Whenever I felt useless, like I couldn't do anything for the people around me. I used to hate myself for it, for receiving so much kindness without being able to give anything back. How could I have been so stupid? You must be feeling 10 times that frustration. We gotta find him. Maybe it'll help him feel less alone to know I've gone through the same thing. Our arms are still broken. That's so fucked up. Did he like permanently damage and paralyze our arms? Holy shit. Oh hell. That one hit me right in the feels. And we got a hanky. Dungeon memories followed Ryota and Aoyama, and the Protagonist. They did not meet Ryota first, and your arm is wounded, and now the invaders are attacking. I think this is different from the other dungeon memories from the first two, so yeah, this one entails Ryota. Ryota smothered the Protagonist right in the fields. It reminds me of when Galahad retrieved the chalice and went to heaven. Well, it wouldn't appear that we've come to the final memory. Are you ready, Ryota? Arathon? I guess... Oh, whoa! Oh no! You okay there, Ryota? I think I finally understood why the Fisher King turned me down earlier, when I asked to learn about the chalice. But I don't know what to do about it. What if I'm wrong? I mean, I kinda hope I am, but still... I guess it'd probably be rude to come out and say it. It kinda spoiled the story. So you figured it out, did ya? Yeah, I think I did. Well, next one's the end of the line. Might as well finish this trip down memory lane before we all strike line, huh? What's gonna happen in the last one, I wonder? Seems like Ryota and Fisher King now. But yeah, most likely, Ryota is in fact gonna use his chalice properly here, after all his training as a paladin. I'm not sure how necessarily that would cause the end of the world, though. Maybe healing our arms? although our healing shouldn't work past that. But then again, yeah, I don't know. Alright, the final memory of the Fisher King. Prepare to cry. No, don't set my expectations. I won't be surprised even emotionally. Yeah, you can see I have a stick up my ass when it comes to spoilers, even when it's not actually a spoiler. Like, when people tell me like a show is like amazing or good, I'm just like, don't tell me. I want to go in with no expectations. Alright, let's do this. Before we move on to the last memory, I would like to discuss something I noticed. Thank God it has 10 memories. Sure, what is it, Furufumi? This trial has been arranged 3 times now, and I believe each sequence of memories share a common factor. The first took place in the library under the old school building, while the second occurred in the Ikabukuro's labyrinth. Do you recall the memories we witnessed in those 2 locations, Arathan? First we saw Azazel, Yog-Sothoth's master and original owner of Shiro's sacred artifact. Yog-Sothoth's master and witnessed his perfect speedrun. That was a speedrun? No wonder. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. The speedrun to like any percent end of the world complete. That's kind of fucked up. No, but no wonder why it felt so sudden and so sad. We didn't even meet any of the world reps and we ended it there. So that's what he means by speedrun. Owner of the Shiro sacred artifact. Huh, okay. I thought it was Yog-Sothoth's sacred artifact, but apparently it was originally Azazel's? Now that's a different story, I'm understanding. Then we saw Odin, acquaintance of Thor and original owner of Kengo's sacred artifact. Wait, maybe I'm just getting the grammar mixed up here. Yog-Sothoth's master... No, I'm not. Acquaintance of Thor and original owner of Kengo's sacred artifact, and witness his escape from the game. How do I find out if something is good? I mean, I hear enough people mention it is one thing, so that, you know, there's a consensus that it's worth checking out. And, you know, simple qualifiers are good, but not for, like, specific things, like, you will cry in this episode or something. I don't want something that specific. Yeah, I remember that, but... speedrun. You know you're a gamer. That's what it's called, isn't it? I don't play many games myself, but there are a few third tubers I enjoy watching. In short, you now see Israfil, who is somehow connected to the Fisher King, the original owner of Ryota's secret artifact. As he puts into motion a unique means of hacking the game being played in Tokyo. Yeah, hacking the game seems to be a way of doing the common trend between these things. No way! Is hacking it even possible? Very much so. The system can be exploited and interfered with in a number of ways never intended by its overseers. Furufumi 3 AM YouTube enjoyer. Same. Now, up to this point, we've only been shown memories. We've yet to be presented with an opportunity for choice. But that makes it all the more curious that these 3 chains of memories we've encountered should be linked. Is there some connection between the grimoire, the belt, and the chalice? Is it by design, perhaps? And if so, whose? Furufumi seems to be saying that it was by design that we're seeing these 3 in order. When death comes a-knocking on the chalice bearer's door, an angel will come to perform the send-off. You all ready, young knights? The final memory awaits. You owe it to yourselves to see this thing through to the end. Tokyo Afterschool Summoner's 3 chain of memories. Hey, it's me again. This time, a shadowy corpse appears before Ryota. A twisted mirror of your own visage, still and lifeless. You're expecting this, but Ryota seems quite shaken by the sight. Arathan. I can do this. Let's finish this. Arathan. Swallowing his hesitation, Ryota extends a shaking hand toward the shade. Now it is your own memories, albeit of a past you no longer recall, that consumes the reality around you. we have another emergency patient. Can someone prepare some blankets and a sleeping bag? All beds are occupied right now.
I'll get on that right away. How's Hachi doing, Maria?
The medicine took a while to take a hold, but he's finally asleep. I think he'll pull through, but he needs rest.
The hastily constructed field hospital is packed with doctors and patients alike. Those who are not bedbound can be seen running to and from with anxious looks on their faces. By the way, have you had any luck getting any more medical supplies? Our stocks aren't looking too good right now.
Yeah, Ki-moon is so hot, but not the right time to be thirsting. Not yet, but the few angels remaining in Aoyama are scouring the city for anything usable as we speak. It's getting worse out there, though. Things have only escalated since sacred artifacts were found to be usable outside the app.
Oh boy. That was something that happened in Chapter 8, but now it's happening here again too.
I think we'll be able to scrape by with what we find, but at this rate, the city may simply crumble around us.
Ugh. I knew the news wasn't good.
But I swear, every time I hear more about what's going on, I lose a little more hope.
Nobody trusts anybody anymore. Reminds me of how when Conway and I used to be.
Yes, this is the cycle of blame, and this cycle of blame is of benefit to no one. When both sides call the other terrorists, the only possible outcome is war.
Hold that thought, Maria. Looks like we've got another emergency. Wait. Huh?
Maria and Ki-moon calmly gaze in shock at the bruise blossoming on the skin of a blood-soaked patient, who is currently being cleaned up by one of the volunteers.
That bruise looks nasty, but the wound under it is totally healed. How in the world? Huh? Some kid in town healed you.
What? It couldn't have been Ryota cut it, but if not, then who?
Who else has that kind of power? It has to be him, right?
Oh dear, we must find him right away. No one's seen him since we went chasing after Arathan.
So many injured, and you intend to heal them all.
Yep, I've got this. Don't worry about me. Anyway, thanks for coming with me, Jacob. I don't know what I'd do without you. Actually, I guess I kinda do. If you hadn't gotten me out of that mess back there, I'd be kinda dead right now. Anyway, Chalice, heed my plea. Heal these wounds. Ultimate Supper!
To think that a paladin is in our midst, capable of such miracles. Jacob sighs to himself as he watches Ryota work the miracle of healing before his sightless eyes.
Whew. That should... Whoa.
Ryota.
I'm okay. Just a little woozy. Anyway, I can't stop here. There's still so many people who need my help. You'll stay with me, won't you?
Of course. So long as you're willing to push on, I shall accompany you.
Thanks, Jacob. I have to keep going. I have to find Arathan.
Arathan moan. Come on, I'm just doing my best to voice act.
I won't let Arathan or anyone else sacrifice themselves for me. I have to save him.
Ryota.
Come on, this way.
I bet Ryota's cup inside is with healing rain. I don't know. Little does Ryota know that, as he says this, you stand out amid chaos, frozen, watching a terrible battle unfold right in front of you. Before the might of the world representatives and their sacred artifacts, buildings topple and fissures form in the earth underfoot, mirrored by cracks in the sky above. You know that they are all fighting for you. You just don't know why. You are no closer to understanding their reasoning that you were the day you first arrived in Tokyo, when everyone started attacking you in sight. So this is more of a what-if situation of if we never knew in the first place anything. Wait for me, my companion. In but a few short moments, I shall bring this world to its knees. Cursed invaders! This is all your fault! If only you had left Kamadeva alone in the early stages of the game. With Tiamat before me, retreat is no longer an option. I, Marduk, Half of the sun will fight until the bitter end.
Interesting. At the very least, the two of you will provide some light entertainment before the main event.
I cannot fathom why you talk as if your victory is assured. Tita has told me of the loop to which this city is bound.
And the things you cannot fathom could fill a library, Marduk. You need only know that I've won, though I will admit the avenue of my victory was unexpected. It involved teamwork. Shiva Uo and Marduk. Yeah, I like them both, to an okay amount.
Well, I shan't give up. Whatever you think. I shall not rest until you're defeated, and I have turned the tide of this war.
Spoken like a true warmonger.
But you are a true fool if you think you can best me.
You're kinda useless at guerrilla warfare. Back in my homeland, I used to clean my teeth on the bones of people like you.
Besides, it's already far too late. My soldiers have infiltrated your ranks. Nowhere is safe for you anymore.
A look of outrage crosses Marduk's face, but before he can say a word, a deafening explosion rocks the warmonger's portal.
What's this? Is this your doing, invaders?
Catching on now, I hope. This loop is ours to control. We've been experimenting, you see. To find out how effective implanting false memories is at controlling people. And the result is beyond expectation. So this is the first time they controlled people with false memories. Temujin speaks slowly and easily, clearly confident in his position, yet judging by the frequency at which eyes flick around the battlefield, he is by no means letting down his guard.
Aye. Who is that?
As the shimmering light of Ryota's chalice appear, bathing the vicinity in its gentle glow, the wounds of all those present begin to heal, flesh knitting and bones reforming in an instant.
Ha! A paladin's miracle, is it? I'll have none of that here, thank you.
Glaring at the figure approaching you with open arms, Temujin knocks an arrow in his bow and releases it with a scornful, childlike huff. You push with every last nerve in your body and release as much adrenaline as you can handle in an effort to protect Ryota, to stop the attack. But it's all in vain. Your fingers refuse to clench around the hilt of your sword, such that your noble attempt to knock the arrow out of the air proves little more than a desperate wish. The motion, however, successfully carries you to Ryota's side, and you're able to push him a small bit so the arrow misses its mark, albeit only just. Please do not spoil me. If it's actually his rain, then I'm gonna be upset. It embeds itself into Ryota's shoulders rather than his heart. That really hurts! I've seen people get shot by arrows a bunch of times, but I've never experienced it before now. Ryota grits his teeth and rips the arrow from his flesh. Blood begins to gush from the wound, but he makes no move to staunch it, instead lifting the chalice to catch the falling droplets. Oh, don't worry. I'm okay. That was a close one, but it looks like there's enough here to save everybody with. Oh my god, is he sacrificing himself? His rule, the chalice can only be used properly if he sacrifices, if he wants to avoid zombification. Is he sacrificing with his own blood? He knows exactly what to do, for ever since he set out on this mission, a bodiless voice has been whispering in his ear, teaching him how to use the chalice. I forgot his name, but that guy. Telling him that it will perform miracles in exchange for his blood, just as it once did for the Paladin of Eden. Chalice! Take this blood and heal her wounds. Ultimate Supper! The chalice begins to glow ever brighter until the light is almost blinding. Suddenly, everyone on the battlefield is completely healed of every wound and restored to full strength, even those heretofore lain on the brink of death.
Incredible! This miracle bears some resemblance to my own rule, life in exchange for life.
Be gone, warmongers. You may regroup if you so choose, but our battle to the death will have to be postponed. I'm rather fascinated by this newcomer. I wonder, what his powers of healing also work on my maladies? I must find out. We do not take orders from you, Temujin. There will be no retreat. Our battle continues to the last. Step aside, foolish warmongers. Do not interfere with my... No! What did you... As the world representative resumes their battle, shattering sky and earth alike, Ryota crumples to the ground. Oops. Guess that one really took a lot out of me. Listen. I've been careless. I see that now. I put you in the exact same sorry situation that I used to be in. Always feeling inferior to everyone around you. Always wishing you could make things equal. Give as much as you take. I'm so sorry, Arthur. If I could do things over, I'd do whatever it took not to make the same mistake again. I find ways for us to help each other out, so that things would never be one-sided. I'd be the kind of friend I always wanted to have. A true friend. Would you have me, Arthur? In their grief, the heavens have begun to cry once more. They mourn the sacrifice of their paladin. I had hoped to put an end to this sadness once for all, but it would seem that I have failed. For all its flaws, this Tokyo is coming to an end worthy of the Judgment Day moniker, yet it will not be the last. I instilled terror in the angels and attempted to lead this paladin through and through his own sacrifice. Yet despite these best efforts of mine, the majority of people in this Tokyo still wish for the loop to continue unabated. I suppose my very methodology was flawed. A single paladin's sacrifice is simply not enough to break the people's faith. But I dare say, I've missed something else as well. Another crucial element that could have put an end to this farcical game. Alas, it is too late for such contemplations. This world ends forthwith, and the survival has already been set in motion. Still, should the opportunity present itself, I would not hesitate to try again. Mark my words, I will see to it that this world meet its final Judgment Day. Ryoto's hands grow cold and stiffen your own, but you hold on as tightly as you can, listening to the strange voice echoing from nowhere as you watch the world around you come to a close. It's taken a long time to come to terms with the fact that Paladin alone ain't enough to free us from this nightmare. Ryota's healing rain. So it was Ryota healing them, but through his blood sacrifice. No, indeed. For a struggle as they might save someone to bring peace and happiness to the world. When a Paladin sacrifices himself to spare another, they leave only sadness in their wake. Yeah, I thought there'd be more, but I'll give more thoughts later. That chalice is for sure the Holy Grail. The festival that held the last drops of blood from the Paladin of Eden. Chalice is for sure the Holy Grail. But there's more to it than that. It's also the cauldron of Dagda, an artifact of Tirnadog. And though it requires a sacrifice, and that sacrifice was never intended to come from the bearer. A fact I know all too well. Being a ruler sometimes means you gotta spill the blood of your own subjects. But even I couldn't allow my great-grandchild to fall, so I could live. It just didn't sit right with me. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. Go on, Ryota. Speak your mind. You look like you've got something to say. I mean, I'll give my thoughts to compare it with Kengo's and Shiro's later. I was just thinking, I've been so desperate to be useful, to give something back to people who've been so kind to me. I wanted to be the one to save someone for a change. I even felt like I had to. Like I owed everyone that much. But I was wrong. No one person should ever have to save everybody. It's not good to always depend on other people, but trying to do everything yourself is just as much of a mistake.
So you think everyone should join hands and help each other through every little thing? Because that just ain't gonna happen.
Why not? It's totally doable. Just look at me and Arthur. We help each other through everything, without either of us ever taking or giving more than our fair share. That's the key. I just have to become pals with everybody else too. And with a friend like him by myself, I can totally do that.
There's something in my...
Whoa! Oh, straight to the heart. Here come the watermarks. What happened to your vehicle bearing?
Very well. You've been honest with me.
Oh, that was him crying. What? There you go, ugly crying.
Ryota, so I'm gonna be honest with you too.
In the original version of the story, the Grail was just a regular cup. It was only in rewrites that become holy. Interesting.
I've been lonely all my life, and trust me, that's a long time. Nothing else in this world as lonely as being a ruler. And now, after all these years, I find myself locked away in this exception territory, alone and forgotten. In short, my life ain't changed a bit, but maybe you coming here is the chance I've been waiting for. See, I've always dreamed of befriending a knight. Think you can make that happen, Ryota?
Right, because he tried to before, but it didn't work out because of the whole murdered his brother thing.
I mean, I'd also like to see this game fall to pieces so I can get out of this blast hole. But one thing at a time, eh?
Well, you know, he actually does seem to have an accent here and there in terms of him abbreviating letters and all that. I didn't give him an accent at first, but then he started just abbreviating a shitload of things midway through, so I was like, okay, I'll give him this accent. But yeah, it seems like, So these exceptions also have their own kind of, what's called motives as well, and they actually want to get out of the plane of Niobe. Go figure. At least with Yoke, it seems like he was just plain acceptance.
I guess what I'm asking is, would you two be my friends? Ryota, Everton.
As he says this, Fisher King extends one hand towards you and the other towards Ryota, though he's crossed his arms in doing so for no other reason than to help lighten the mood. He's a bit of a dork, isn't he? I like him. Of course! I never turned down a chance to make a new friend. Ryota reaches out and firmly grasps his proffered fingers in a firm handshake, hardly noticing as the shadows of the past begin to glow behind him before fading into nothingness once more. Hardly noticing as the shadows of the past begin to glow behind him before fading into nothingness once more. Well, that was kind of unexpectedly abrupt, despite being so long. This one's almost 3 hours long, holy shit. But yeah, let us head over to a different screen so that I can get my thoughts on it. Yeah, that is the final memory, and I can finally relax after this set of final thoughts. So, unlike with the previous two, there's not that much what-ifs that were answered in this time, or at least lingering questions that we didn't know before. Like, we didn't know there's a lot of important things readdressed, like the murders, or the walls, if they're actually tangible, if they sense to the ocean. Why don't we just leave? Why don't we just tell everyone about it? In this one, I didn't see any of those, really big, important what-ifs being asked here. It seemed to be more about just, I don't know, like, more of a... yeah, it is like what ifs, but in a different sense, of a very big way in terms of we never really met me, or Ryota never met me until much later in the story. And I do think that's what makes the big difference here in terms of what they're alluding at to just switching the order. But they kind of never mention it near the end, surprisingly. And Ryota's end was kind of abrupt. He died. I think he died. He just died, right? Was it me who died, or was it Ryota who died? I can't even remember who died. It seemed like Ryota died, but it was my memory, so it should have been my death. And I don't see that causing the end of the world, because unlike everything else where everyone switched to a face of some kind, the end of the world happened with Azazel because he woke up. The end of the world happened with Odin because of the collision, the tidal wave from Jormungandr. The end of the world we never really actually got to see in this one. Ryota died. So we tried to block the way, and we couldn't even do that because you're too weak. Okay, that makes it even more sad. So we weren't able to Kengo Ryota, like how we saved Kengo. Let's see. Thanks to the dungeon translations, we could read it before chapter 12. I hope even if unlikely LifeWonders does it again before dungeon translations before. Yeah, maybe. As long as it makes sense in the story in relation to the main story. This one seems to be forcing on what if something was reversed and sacrifice. Yeah, I mean, Ryota's power of reviving seemed fairly strong, but it was always restricted to just the what's it called within battle zones. I guess the main difference here is that we happen to see that plot line again in terms of everyone being able to use their power suddenly for some reason. I think that was in due part, unfortunately, just because of the invaders. It didn't really even seem like it was mostly Ryota's fault. It wasn't Ryota's fault. It was just like the invaders actually, for the first time in that loop, were testing their brainwashing abilities to see how catastrophically. It was their victory, not in the sense that they won every loop ever, but it would be essential to their battle plan for moving forward in terms of controlling by brainwashing, by feeding false memories. Good work, Ara. Thank you very much. I try my best. But, I've had the coin streams preparing for this, but I can relax soon. People want the pain to end, so the loop ended. Well, I think that's what Israfil, I'm not forgetting his name. Israfil, something like that, wanted. He really disliked the idea of multiple judgment days. He wanted like a final judgment day, only one. He thought it was some kind of sacrilege, and hence he encouraged. I'm not entirely sure what he did. He encouraged everyone to, I guess, someone needs to recap me. That's a bit confusing, honestly. Israfil. People want. It's like it's rerouting memories. I think the world ended because everyone ended up killing each other. The way they described it, they barely showed anything, but they just said, "Oh yeah, they're fighting suddenly." I think it's more of the means that's important than how they died. The means of how they reached that point was through brainwashing and not just brainwashing everyone, but only brainwashing some of them, and then everyone kind of unanimously through feeling that emotional energy. Following suit, just like when you read something controversial and news, it angers you too, even if you're not personally affected. And through that madness, it spread across the world until just a whole bunch of. It forced the hand of the warmongers to fight early, along with against the invaders, as you saw there. And it was just general chaos. Probably not as bad as Azazot's, but. I don't know. I would say it's less of a satisfying ending, I guess. There's like only a few people brainwashed, some of them are destroying each other, and there was no like clear-cut ending point of when everyone when the loop reset, because like Ryota died. This is the first time we saw a final memory where it didn't see the end of the world. It was just Ryota died. It was Ryota's final memory, even though we were touching Azazel, which is weird. And then we just presume that the world ended after, I guess? I don't know, it was a bit weird. He was merciful before designing Armageddon. I see. I feel these loops are, how much can we break the game? I mean, in a sense, that's pretty much how every loop is, even the ones we don't see, because no one wants a loop where nothing new happens. Everyone among the three trios and those who are in the know want to be able to win, and in order to do that, they need to do what hasn't been done before and see how much more they can get away with things, with unseen before plans. And a lot of them are exhausted. I thought I'd see it here again, because with Azazel, one of his final thoughts was in his memory was, "Please don't let this happen again. I'm so tired of seeing these memories." And Osei also said that through channeling Odin's memories. He also said, "I don't want to see more pointless loops like that." We didn't see that here in this case. In fact, we kind of saw the. Well, I guess we kind of did with Israfil. He was kind of just saying, he won't give up to make the final Judgment Day happen, but that has a more malevolent tone to it, rather than, you know, just exhaustion, but instead of more of an ideological reason to end it. So more akin to like why the world reps would want to end the loops going on. But yeah, I would say not quite as, so just after summarizing all that, probably not quite as Israfil. Thank you. I was hoping someone would correct me. That would have been helpful. Oh yeah, Israfil, right? So, yeah, probably not as emotionally charged as Kengo's, because, you know, Kengo's was like extremely sad in terms of, I don't know, we were together the entire time, and then we sacrificed ourselves, and he was there holding our dead body as the end of the world happened. That's like, holy shit. And also not as revealing as Shiro's was in terms of, like, you know, the what-if situation of why don't we just show everything in the memories. Raphael, but his Islamic counterpart. I see. Is that a joke? I'm gonna assume that's a joke. But yeah, I don't know. I feel slightly dissatisfied by this, frankly. But I guess it's fine. Maybe we'll see more significance of it in Chapter 12. Unlike the previous two this one seemed to be more directly related to the threat we're about to face. Because like in Chapter 9 and 10, they did not talk about the warmongers like at all. So Chapter 11, maybe this set of dungeon stories will be more worth it in terms of giving us context to the invaders and like how they operate, and what we can do against it. It was entertaining and sad at the same time. But yeah, now we are presently aware of the threat of mind control, and I think that was the main takeaway here, and how it could end things, even if Ryota saying was something else. Ryota was just the same story, you know. Oh, you want self everyone, but now it's just everyone, including him. So that's like literally the same arc in what's called Cat Festival. He was like that. He was like, oh yeah, I want to take pictures of everyone, and then it's like he needs his friends to take pictures of him. So Ryota going through the same story arc yet again. But yeah, it was okay. But still, overall strong writing. The beginning was a bit weak in terms of I wasn't sure what was happening, but maybe that's just because I didn't fully understand anything. But overall, I'd say the writing of this, as well as all the dungeon stories, is definitely a LifeWonders and Housamo at its best in terms of story writing. Because like some of the events, they can be good, but not like drop down amazing like these stories are. And the main scenarios, they can be amazing too, but they're also much more drawn out and have a lot of events going, because of course they have to solve the units, and sometimes it can be hard to miss plot points. But in this one, yeah, it's neat to see like an end of the world happen in a blink of an eye like that. From start, humble beginnings of meeting us, or not meeting us in this case, where we ended up just being like flanked by everyone and losing both our arms immediately. That's fucked up. We weren't even ever able to hold the sword. That's fucked up. I will say that's probably the most fucked up thing about this story. How like much we were shitted on in the beginning, and how unable we were to do in anything. But yeah, I guess those are all my thoughts. The stories are good, and I can't wait for more dungeon stories to come. So, and I can't wait for Choji's to be 4 hours long, and then arcs to be 5 hours long. No, please. Well, you know, maybe I'll split it up into parts next time. Ryota, just the same. Yeah, pretty much. It was entertaining and sad at the same time. Yeah, well, that's just dungeon stories in general. Choji, the movie. It's gonna be like a what's called going toe to toe with the length of Avatar. I'm nice. Thank you. Your company was all pleasant too. But yeah, I am going to close out the stream now because I feel like I am going in circles, a bit rambling now. So thank you for all joining me today. It feels weird. There's no stream tomorrow, even though I've been streaming for like 5 days in a row now. I'm probably will stream coin grinding again this coming weekend. So look forward to that if you're into that. But other than that, it's been a pleasure doing this main story again with you. I have a lot to think about if I want to stream the story versus what's called just do a recording of the main chapter 12. I'm leaning towards chapter 12, just a recording. But you know, this gave me a glimpse of how enjoyable it was talking with you guys. So thanks again. I'll talk to you guys whenever again, and hope you you guys have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And that's it.